This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. Did you know that JList.com also operates and owns Just USA, one of the internet's oldest and most prolific creators of visual novels and hentai games? You can head over to JustUSA.com, check out their newest titles. They've got so much to choose from. They've got Kazue's Strange Journey, Love, Cubed, Cat Girl Alliance, Yumina the Ethereal, You, Me, and Her, a love story. Most of their titles are around $20 or less, so if you're a fan of those types of games, you can head over to JustUSA.com for all of your visual novel and hentai game needs. And now, let's start the podcast.
来てくれてありがとう. You're listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Take your anime addiction to the next level at aaapodcast.com/join. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 537 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast.
Oh yeah.
My name is Mason and I'm your 95% parent-friendly host for this episode, and I'm just so proud to be with all my friends today. With me on my right or below or however it is on Twitch, the Muscles, the Dome, Mr. Clean himself. We got Mitsugi. How's it going?
Pretty sure they did model that. Gotta say, that Super Bowl commercial, it was me. I was the actor.
You were feeling it.
Squeaky clean all the time, all jacked out. I guess he wears a white shirt. I'm wearing black today, so I'm like evil Mr. Clean. Watch
Ooh,
out.
I like that.
Evil Mr. Clean.
I'm Mr. Dirty, and I'm happy to be here.
Even came clean with that confession that he is the one. And also with us, the return of the artist with exponential growth, who has remodeled a wing of her manga mansion to a, what would you call it, Mandi? A workshop or studio used for art?
My manga atelier.
Oh, how about that?
I got it, guys.
Just stick.
I've been working on it.
Atelier. Sticking with it.
My atelier. No, my atelier. I was challenged to do that, so.
Oh man.
Hi guys, welcome. I drew a thing. You should go look at it.
Yeah, go to Twitch, or not go to Twitch, go to Twitter, check out Mandi's account, and see her beautiful art that is just rocketing with exponential growth. Oh, it gets better every week.
Guys, Kusuriri is so attractive.
We
I
do
was
be like
drawing
that.
him like, oh, he's so pretty.
Anyway, we're all here together to make your anime addiction so much worse. You can find us on Twitch if you're watching this, where we do it live every Sunday at 5 p.m. EDT. You can check out our website at aaapodcast.com/join, where you can make an account and get all our juicy extra content, including hentai episodes, which we just did a thing of interspecies reviewers last week.
Oh, so much fun.
We talk about all sorts of video games we're playing. And of course, after parties every now and then to fill in the gaps. You can also join us on Facebook if you're one of those people. But most importantly, you can find us on Discord, which is the best place to interact with us. And actually, if you're listening to this the day it comes out, it marks the 3-year anniversary that we've had the Discord, which is forever ago.
Oh my God. Wow,
it's
really?
been around a while. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
August 20th. So if that is the best place to interact with us and ask us questions, like if you have a good question, save that for a mailbag. Like, what's the most embarrassing part of watching anime with your parents? That's a good question. Put that on the mailbag on our website. But if you have a great question, like how much cheese is too much cheese, that's what the Discord is
What's
for.
the secret to an extra shiny head? You know what I mean? What?
Exactly.
What? Just,
We
whatever
have
you
the
want.
answers for you.
Join the Discord,
Butts or
people.
boobs?
Exactly.
Oh.
That's the deep content that
That's
the Discord
important.
can provide.
Join.
In addition to our weekly watch parties where we watch the seasonal shows Saturday nights. August 21st, we have a collection of the funniest dubs in anime. We're going to be watching that as a group watch party, maybe a drinking game. We'll find out. The last one was a lot of fun. We also have the running club started back up, and I don't know. We're going to see how that goes, but I'm already tired, so we'll see how it goes. We have the anime club, of course, every other Wednesday. This upcoming one is going to be on August 26th, and we'll be discussing Natsuyuki Rendezvous. It's a Noi Tamina show, so that'll be at 10 p.m. EDT. You can watch that on High Dive or on Amazon.
We also have my manga club, and that'll be back this Wednesday, August 19th at 10 p.m. EDT, and we are discussing the first 2 volumes of O Maidens in Your Savage Season. It seems like our chat is already enjoying it. If you go to our manga club chat on the Discord, so if you go to the Discord, you can find the link on our website. Go there and scroll down to the manga club channel to participate. And on Wednesday, August 19th, all you gotta do is jump into the voice chat for Manga Club, and we'll have a very laid-back discussion on the manga. And you don't even have to participate if you don't want to. If you just want to come and listen, totally cool. It's a lot of fun, so come join us.
Yeah. So enough Discord chilling. What are we actually here to do this episode?
That's right.
The main topic is the monthly "What Have We Been Watching," where we go over all the shows that we've been watching on the side, and oh boy, as always, it's a lot, as well as the final episode of the impressions for this season. And we are wrapping them all up. We have Dokyuu Hentai HxEros, Fire Force Season 2, Gibiate, Peter Grill, Chou, Futsuu, Toshi, Kashiwa, Densetsu, for the one person who's seen that. And
one person.
And I think we've got a lot to get through. So anything else before we kick off the big news of the week?
Oh my god! Fuck! I love anime so much! I get so fucking pumped when I watch anime!
I don't know.
Why did you record me?
I don't know.
This is why I'm the family-friendly host. You guys are all doing.
I have all dicks and boobs and butts and shit.
Oh wait a second. What do I hear? What do I hear? What?
So today
what is Myth partaking in?
Today it is not Monster, but it was my birthday 2 weeks ago, and so my girlfriend got me 2 energy drinks as part of that, and I have the Sonic the Hedgehog Speed energy drink because I just gotta go fast today, and I'm going to. Oh my God, it's blue! Oh, that's so great. This is even better. Look at this. This is even better than I thought, because I thought it was gonna be generic ass yellow energy drink. I wonder if it's not.
You've never had one before?
Nope. I wonder if it. And I'm drinking it out of my Saiyans glass that I haven't brought on stream. Let's see what it tastes like.
It tastes like fast.
It is not generic energy drink. This is the greatest.
It tastes like hedgehog.
This is the greatest day of my life. Oh yeah, this is just the greatest day ever. I am so thrilled.
Remember when Sonic loved chili dogs?
Sonic
is past tense? Is that past tense?
Oh, he still loves chili dogs. He eats a chili dog.
Still loves them?
He eats a chili dog in the new movie that came out.
Oh, does he?
I'm sure that's half the reason Mitsuki goes to eat at Sonic. He's like, gotta be like my hero.
I don't get the chili dogs at Sonic. I get I get burgers usually. They also have tachos, which is like tater tots with all of the nacho toppings, and that's pretty fantastic. But man, I just feel so special now. And whatever the other energy drink is, you have to wait for that one to find out. So.
Gotcha. Well, Sonic has blessed us yet again.
I love him
but
so
with
much.
that, we can go into the big news.
大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
For big news of the week, Weekly Shonen Jump has canceled Act Age Serialization. That's a really hard word to say. But Weekly Shonen Jump announced on Monday that Act Age is going to be canceled. The series concluded with the 36th and 37th issues of Shonen Jump. I don't know how many chapters they had done. I did a manga minute on this recently, and I actually really enjoyed the first volume. So yeah, it's a shame, but also I'm not surprised because the mangaka Tatsuya Matsuki was a. Keep in mind, Act Age is was a two-person team. This is the author. The artist is completely unrelated. But the author, Tatsuya Matsuki, was arrested on August 8th under suspicion of sexual misconduct with 2 junior high kids. So he is a massive piece of shit. But he also just straight up confessed to it. So the artist, Shido Usazaki, said that it's just not possible to continue the serialization by herself.
You think? I mean, why would you bother? I don't think too many. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, you probably instantly lost half the audience. I mean, based off of news like that. I mean, goodness. This shit frustrates
sucks
me.
For her, it also really sucks for her because she just finally got her big break into Shonen Jump. A massive magazine. I'm sure she was really excited for, and find out that the author she teamed up with was a piece of shit and ruined it for her. So I'm hoping that Shonen Jump maybe can find something else for her to work on. I think that would be awesome. I was also curious at first that maybe she would try to continue Act Age on her own, because I did think that the manga was really cool, and it's so sad thinking that the manga had such a strong female protagonist and the author is such a piece of shit. But
it's very frustrating to me. This is along the lines of, because this was a very popular property from what I can tell, and it's like when you hear about professional athletes that are making $20 million a year, and then they get busted for doing cocaine or something, and then they lose all their contracts and all their endorsements and everything, and it's like, you're such a fucking idiot. Really, you have a life that 1 in a million people get. You're making $20 million a year to play a sport, and you just can't keep your shit together long enough to just don't do cocaine. All you had to do was not sleep with underage kids, and you had a promising career, and this other person had a promising career, and you just couldn't keep your shit together. And that kind of crap just frustrates me so much, because the rest of us are working so hard for fractionals of what these other people make, and I'm like, all you had to do was just not be scum. And it's just so aggravating. Is it really that hard?
It's also really concerning considering this is the third mangaka from Shonen Jump or Weekly Shonen Jump to get arrested for the same thing. Kind of weird.
Yeah. Coincidence?
It's really,
I hope.
Really sad. Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, really, if it isn't a coincidence, that's going to be a bigger story. But, I don't know. Okay, well, that's fun, I guess, in the most not fun way.
I hope that the artist gets something new, that she's able to continue her career, and also that the girls are also okay, because it wasn't a consensual thing. So hopefully that they are also okay.
One would hope that the industry could separate this person from the event and say, look, this was a person who wasn't really involved in what was happening. Their work that they did was exemplary, and they deserve to be given other opportunities, and that they don't just stigmatize the artist simply because of something that the writer did, because that's something that might happen, but it shouldn't, So, and I don't know. So that's a good way to start the show.
Yes. Don't be trash.
No matter what your role in life is, if you're a multi-million-dollar athlete or whatever, just let's be good people. How about that?
I agree with Mason.
It's like Blueberry, this energy drink, and it's exactly what I think Sonic would taste like if I were to taste him. I did dive, tackle, hug a mascot dressed as Sonic in Japan once. He was 8 feet tall in his suit, and I just tackled his ass.
That's concerning.
Oh, come on now.
If he was really Sonic, he would have ran away. So I think the onus is on Sonic.
He would have tapped his foot at me angrily.
Poor person.
I didn't knock them down. I just gave them a hug. All right.
Okay, good.
Shall we move on to happier things?
I think so.
Yes, let's please do.
It's time for hot new anime releases.
Oh my god, there's some good ones in here.
We have so many, and let's just jump right into it. First up, the second season of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is confirmed to be coming out in 2021. Obviously done by Kyoto Animation. The first season came out, can't believe it, already 3 years ago in 2017, and early 2017 too. This was simulcast on Crunchyroll back in the day, so I'm assuming it'll be picked up by them again. And this is the first series done by KyoAni since Tsurune back in 2018. So I think we had the KyoAni appreciation episode a while back, and we were like, what do we want to see them do again? And I think we were all like, I'd be down for some more Dragon Maid, because it's
did we say that?
I think so.
Oh wow, there you go. Well, there it is.
Well, there you go. So I think a lot of people are
Well,
hyped. I think it's called
That it is.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. I'm not sure what the S stands for, but in the promotional artwork,
super.
all the characters are making a like S shape with their hands. So
Oh,
there you go. Looks adorable.
I am excited about this next one. I haven't watched Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon. I understand that it was very popular, but
It's
did you review it?
did I watch it?
You guys did a review on it, but I don't know if you did it.
I don't know. Maybe
I know Cosmo did.
maybe I watched it and forgot about it.
I could see it not being quite your thing, Mitz, to be
Yeah.
fair. But nonetheless, it is fun and it has that KyoAni charm that we love to see.
Is this next one my
Let's
thing?
see if you gave it a score on our spreadsheet.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
curious.
I think that was a
Yeah,
long
Mandy will
time
look
ago.
it up. Mitz, do you want to talk about this next one?
Oh,
Or you
I
want me
will.
to?
I'll happily do it. So, yeah. So the next one is Iwa Kakeru Sport Climbing Girls. It's gonna launch on Asahi's brand new Animazing block, which is a great title, and very late at night, which I guess a lot of anime comes out late at night. So I guess it doesn't really necessarily indicate, any of the content of the anime that is to come. But this is, we were talking about, what kind of sports would we want to see in the future? And this is probably one of the ones that I think is, out of the ones we could have picked that are left, this could be an interesting one. So it's gonna premiere on October 3rd at 2 a.m. And it's a story about 4 girls, centers around girls who compete in the sport of climbing, particularly climbing artificially constructed walls. So there are, if you ever watch like ESPN, sponsored by Red Bull or Sonic's energy drink, you watch like people scaling like 200-foot tall rock walls in 30 seconds or some shit. So first year high school student Konomi Kasahara discovered this sport in high school after training her mind with puzzle games during junior high school. Her life changed the moment she stumbled across her new school's climbing wall, which led her into the school's climbing team. And I guess I could see how climbing is a little bit like a puzzle, because you do have to sort of look at it and deconstruct the route up the wall. And if it's anything like what I'm used to with rock wall climbing, they will change the handholds and things like that, so it's not repetitive. But it definitely, as on Twitch, I have the image up, there's definitely 4 very cute girls that are climbing, and everybody will have their own team, I guess. I'm already on team Konomi, who's on the upper left in the photo. It's on our
What are
show
you
notes.
talking about? Upper right? You see the lats? You see
I was
those
gonna say
lats?
that.
God dang, that's what I'm here for.
She's my favorite, top right. I don't know who she is, but
She's best, obviously.
The upper right is June Uehara. Okay, get it right.
Okay,
We'll
there we go.
learn the
There we
names.
go.
Okay. Anyway, so the director is Tetsuro Amino, who directed Broken Blade, Macross 7, and Shiki, and the studio production is by Studio Blade, who has done like a couple movies, but that's about it. So I don't know. We'll see. I haven't watched the trailer or anything for this if it's out, but it'll be interesting to see if it's more like. Is it going to be like more of an ecchi show like Keijo? Is it going to be more of like a real sports show like a major or something, or is it going to be like a silly show like the weightlifting anime? So I don't know, but I'm just looking forward to seeing something different. So I'm pretty excited.
My prediction is that it will not look phenomenal, but I think it's going to go for more realistic nature. I know like speed climbing is kind of a big thing in Japan. They are usually pretty competitive with it, so I'm hoping that they do it right. I did a lot of rock climbing in college and still into it to this day, so hopefully they deliver, because I am hyped for it.
Yeah, I think
it looks cool.
it's going to be popular, I'm sure. So what's next? There's so many of
Next up, another next year announcement is The 7 Deadly Sins is going to air its final arc in January.
Oh boy.
Titled Dragon's Judgment. It's going to premiere on TV Tokyo and 5 affiliate channels. It was delayed from when it was supposed to come out in October of this year. So from the COVID pandemic, it's been moved to January of 2021. And I mean, the series has been around for a while. The first 24 episode series aired in 2014, followed by another series in 2015, and then a whole second season later in 2018, I think, most recently. So I have seen a little bit of the show. I know what it is, but
Yeah.
I'm sure fans of this series are excited to see it come to its dramatic conclusion.
Couldn't really get into I didn't really give it a fair shake, though, to be honest. So I watched maybe 2 episodes of it, but it was a little...
I've never watched it.
Yeah. I just wanted to eat the piggy man.
There you go.
They're so
He
yummy.
is a cutie.
He's so,
And,
so delicious.
The final big announcement is MAPPA announces Taiso Samurai, original TV anime for fall of 2020. So coming out, like we mentioned, in October. This translates to Gymnastics Samurai, and it's essentially done by the same main staff from MAPPA's Zombieland Saga, which was a surprise runaway success in my book. So I love original anime, and to see it from MAPPA, which has been killing it lately, and with this team, this is probably another episode with the rock climbing one that I'm super hyped for. It's supposed to start airing October 11th, and it takes place in 2002, where Japan's gymnastics world was once strong, and their former representative, who devoted his time to gymnastics, was unable to perform as expected. So it looks like we're going to get a trial of him rehabbing or recovering and revenging his performance. So very, very excited to see what they will put together.
Is MAPPA at the point now where we're just like, it's a MAPPA show, it must be watched? Are they at that point? With
almost. I did watch the trailer for this, and there was a bit of, it was a lot of just shots of guys doing like spinning like acrobatics off of like the uneven bars, and it looked a little CG. So I don't know if that was just hey, we're just doing the action scenes, but I think MAPPA is getting to that point of like, if they put something out, I will watch it.
What's the last MAPPA one that we reviewed? I can't remember.
I mean, Dorohedoro might be the latest one.
You're right.
That
Okay.
sounds right.
Yeah.
So out of these 4 shows, I just got to know, which one are you interested in the most, Mandi?
Me? Let me take a look. Dragon Maid, I think. There's also a lot of things that were announced that we didn't include. Like, they put out a new trailer for the Gintama movie, which is coming out, they say, for sure this time. It's the joke, in January, and the trailer is just Gintoki complaining about COVID. They all put masks on the characters. That was kind of funny. They also announced the anime for the Manga Minute that I'm doing today, so that I'll talk about that later on. And they also announced the next season of Haikyuu that's coming out. And there were so many announcements.
Don't forget the next manhwa adaptation for Noblesse, which
Noblesse?
they've already made an OVA for back in 2016 by Production IG, which I saw, which isn't bad except for the fact that there's a guy named Frankenstein, and it is Frankenstein, and it always makes me laugh. But that's coming out this upcoming season in October, so check that out.
Yeah, they've announced so many new things, I guess, because now they're like, oh, studios are opening up again, so we got to get to work.
I would ask that same question of the chat. Which of the 4 you're looking forward to the most, since there's quite a lot of people watching. But Mason, which one are you the most excited for?
I was also going to say the Free movie, also.
Yeah.
Right.
We back, baby. Probably Rock Climbing Girls, just because looks like it could be cool. But I think the Gymnastics Samurai is going to be the best one.
I really like the first season of Dragon Maid. It was super cute, so I'm excited.
I think I have to go with the rock climbing show. I mean, simply from a place of uniqueness, I'm very... Anime can be very samey, and it gets criticized for that. And when something new comes along, and the gymnastics show may be that as well, by the way. But I am just very interested in seeing like another sport portrayed. So, and yeah, I'm just excited for that. So I'll say the rock climbing one as well.
Also, my shamisen anime.
There you go.
Oh right, yeah. It looks like
So many.
The chat is with us so far. They're pretty much between Dragon Maid and the rock climbing show. So,
if only there was rock climbing and gymnastics combined into one
with
sport.
Dragons.
If only there was a parkour anime like Prince of Stride. Oh wait, oh no, backspace.
Ooh.
I went too far.
I also looked at the scores, Mitz, and you did not review it. It was Kimiko in Kazuo.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Well, did they give it a good score?
Yeah, they both gave it a 3.5, that's good.
Okay. All right. Well, lots of good stuff. And on that note, let's move on, I guess, to the next thing.
日本のいいとこ見てみよう It's time to live big in Japan.
All right, so we have a mailbag here for Living Big in Japan this time. Okayanos wrote, "Greetings, AAA hosts. I've been a long-time listener since 2016. Well, thank you very much. And I got to say, your show has always been the highlight of my day. Thank you again. You have assuredly made my anime addiction worse. Hell yeah! I'm so amped up on this fucking energy drink. Wait. I'm only going to drink half of it, counting macros. Anyway, I'll be turning 30 next year, and to see off the final days of youth and style, I managed to save up enough money to book a flight to Japan for January 2021. Of course, I booked it before this COVID situation went global. Since you had mentioned that you intend to return to Japan next year, in your opinion, pandemic-wise, how likely is it that things will finally calm down? How soon do you think Japan will allow tourists into the country? How different do you think the entire traveling process will be? Also, since I'll only be in Japan for 9 days, that's I always say 10 days is about the shortest amount of time I would ever go to Japan, just because of the cost, and I would bookend the weekends, so you're only taking like 5 days off work. What places would you recommend visiting in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, and Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka? And do you recommend joining a tour group or just winging it? Well, for the first question, I have no idea when you're going to be able to. You can't go to Japan right now if you're from the U.S. We're on the U.S. and about 50 other countries are on the banned list for traveling into Japan. And I have no idea when that's going to get lifted. I will say that Japan tends to be more cautious than. I'm going to be honest. I've never seen a country as cautious as Japan on public health. So that may be because it has one of the oldest populations in the world. And I wrote down here, I looked it up. The average age in Japan is about 49, and the average age in the U.S. is about 39. So the average person is 10 years older in Japan than in the U.S., and that is crazy. So Japan is, other than Monaco, is the oldest country in the world. So they're not going to play any games with COVID. You've seen like they've shut down Tokyo. There's like, oh my God, 30 cases. The whole city shuts down. So they're not going to play games. If I had to bet, I would say the chances of actually going to Japan in January are not good. That would be my if I was a betting man, and I am, I would say.
Assuming you are from the U.S., because right now the U.S. is in timeout in the corner with the dunce hat on, and other countries want no piece of us.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look up the list here. It's real easy to find it. Travel advisory for Japan includes. Let's see here. It's pretty much everywhere. The list of countries is so long. Foreign nationals categorized below are denied permission to enter Japan for the time being. It's every country. There's at least 150 countries on this list. So, yeah, you can't go to Japan at all right now. It's basically Hawaii. So, now as for what you do when you go to Japan. I don't recommend a paid tour. They usually suck, and they're a waste of money, and they're going to double the cost of your trip, and you're going to get like shuttled along with a bunch of other people that you probably won't like to touristy places, and it's just not going to be good. So Japan is a pretty easy country to navigate. Their travel system and their care towards tourism is pretty careful. So you're going to have an easy time even if you're not with a tour. To be honest with you, I wouldn't always have had this opinion before, but I have changed my tune on traveling to Japan for your first trip. And I think that if you're going to go for 9 days on your first trip, I wouldn't even go to Kyoto or Osaka. And the reason for that is I think it's just too much. There isn't all that much to do in Osaka that you can't pretty more or less equally do in Tokyo. Like there is Osaka Castle, and there's like some museum where there's like a chair made out of human bones, and there's like shinsaibashi and stuff. But like aside from the human bones thing, like there's castles in Tokyo, there's giant shopping districts in Tokyo. And honestly, as far as Kyoto goes, Kamakura, which is just southwest of Tokyo and really not hard to get to by train, and to be like 40 minutes maybe, has honestly way more historical shit in it than Kyoto does. So Kamakura has like 20,000 shrines or something. It's ridiculous. So And the cost of the rail pass is going to be like $300 a person, and you're going to spend probably a whole day of your trip on like trains, on bullet trains. And like that's not really a bad thing because the bullet trains are pretty neat, but honestly, you're not going to be able to do all of Tokyo in 9 days. So, in my opinion, if you're going to go to Japan, you get a much better trip with less expenditures if you just do Tokyo. And I've gone through this list a bunch of times, but obviously in Tokyo, there's Akiba, which has arcades, figure shops, hentai stores, dojin, merchandise, maid cafes, cat cafes, owl cafes, maids on the street saying cute shit, cars that are covered in anime crap,
Magic carp taiyaki.
Magic carp taiyaki, and if it's cold outside, you get one and you hold it in your hand, and it's so warm and inviting.
They're super cute.
They are, and you can watch them make them through the glass windows. Odaiba
Final
Island.
Fantasy Cafe.
Is that an Akiba?
I don't remember. It was there when we went. It might have closed though. I don't know because I know that they go through seasons.
I'm gonna if that's there, I'm gonna have to do that. I haven't done that yet. Odaiba Island is a whole day by itself. There's Venus Fort, which is a shopping district that looks like the inside looks like the outside of ancient Greece. It's hard to explain, but it's wild. There's the Toyota test track, which if you bring your international driver's license, you can drive Toyota cars like around a track that don't exist in the U.S., and that's pretty neat. There's Sega Joypolis, which is an indoor theme park that has roller coasters. There's like an Initial D racing simulator where you actually sit in a car that drifts and shit in it when you're in it. It's wild.
Ghibli Museum.
There's the Ghibli Museum. There's Ikebukuro. And by the way, the Ghibli Museum is a ways. Like, that's a day trip. Like, so...
True.
It's pretty far.
We did it, though. Mason walked back from there. It can't be that far.
It's walk all the way back.
Yeah.
You're a cheater.
That
you're
shit...
Like, no, I'm going to walk. And then you got on a bus.
Well, I knew Mason didn't walk all the way back. That shit's like 50 miles away.
It's like a 40-minute train ride.
You cheater face.
Anyway, but yeah, Mandy, that's a great suggestion. I didn't write that down, and you have to do the Ghibli Museum. Go to JTB USA to get your Ghibli tickets. There's Ikebukuro, which has Sunshine City, more arcades, tons of nerd shit. They have Mutekiya or whatever, that famous ramen shop that must be had.
Yeah, buddy.
There's the ramen friggin' museum in Yokohama where you can eat like ramen from like 50 different places. That's just fucking phenomenal. And all the food in the world, like this curry, gyudon, sushi. You can go to Zao and Shinjuku and literally like catch a fish with a fishing pole, and then they'll cook it like right the fuck there. Ramen. I mean, Tokyo. Oh, and then there's like sumo wrestling. There's sporting events you can go to in Tokyo if you like that. So there's just too much to do in Tokyo. So really, you should just do that on your first trip. Otherwise, if you're with your girlfriend or something, you will increase your cost of your trip by close to $1,000 by doing multiple cities, and you'll be riding like bullet trains for like half a day, to get to Osaka. It's like a 4-hour ride, so you're gonna eat up a whole day of your trip on trains. So that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. If you feel like you must do Kyoto, do it, but do Kobe as well, so you can go get Kobe beef.
Also, I feel like if you don't speak any Japanese at all, Tokyo is so much more friendly. Like, not that I'm saying that they're going to be rude or anything to you elsewhere, but like when we went to, where was the hot spring that we went to? Like the onsen?
Osaka. The big
Gunma?
one?
Osaka?
Or are you talking about the traditional one?
The traditional one, yeah, like the
that was
Spirited
in
Away.
Gunma.
That's in Gunma. Yeah, that's north
like,
of Tokyo.
People were, very polite and nice there, but I feel like just generally around the place, there was far less English around. Yeah. So it was just easier to navigate in Tokyo because it was just more, traveler friendly.
And that's a great point.
Friendly.
And that's a great point, Mandy. Tokyo has so many more foreigners that they're just used to it, and Kyoto is, even for me, who's been to Japan a bunch of times, like Kyoto doesn't have a train system, and navigating it is hell. Mm-hmm. It is hell on earth navigating the train, the buses in Kyoto. And trust me, the stress level that you might feel in Kyoto trying to navigate those buses is barely worth it. It's barely worth going.
And like where we went, the train just went in a giant circle. So if you accidentally somehow missed your stop, it's got to come back around. Yeah. And and you can also download the app to help you out too. I forgot what it's called. I still have it, I think. But it was so much easier to navigate train times.
Welcome to everybody on Twitch. We're fluctuating towards very good numbers for us. So It's
Yay!
nice to see.
Welcome, people.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I agree with Mitz. Less than 11 days. Just stick with Tokyo.
I think you can
Yeah,
do.
we were there for 2 weeks, and I feel like I barely scratched the surface.
Oh, Tokyo's so huge, and I didn't even get to
Yeah.
like Skytree and stuff. I think if you just do Tokyo, you can do it. You can do a 10-day trip in Tokyo for probably $2,500 a person, including airfare. And if you shop carefully and stay in hostels. If you stay in hotels, you're gonna spend an extra $1,500. So, but I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
So that's the spiel. Thank you for the mailbag, and if you guys want to submit mailbags to Live Big in Japan, you can do it on our website via the mailbag button on top of the website, and you just click the Live Big in Japan, and I will answer any questions you have. So please.
Excellent. Well, that was quite the intro. And with that, we will go to our 2 sets of trivia. First up, our website trivia, which you can find at the AAApodcast.com website. You scroll all the way to the bottom, you get a nice little image of this month's theme is Carolyn's lesser-known favorites. She does all our social media stuff, so if you've been playing that silhouette challenge game, that's all her mischievous doing. The answer for last week was Love, Chinibyo, and Other Delusions, another great KyoAni show. And
Yeah.
the winner for the week, R.I.P. Kazuo. Very funny. I love
Was
it.
it actually Cosmo? Because that'd be really funny.
I mean, word on the street is he's R.I.P.ing, but so go to the website, scroll down to the bottom, check it out. And if you know the answer, submit it so you can win a fabulous prize. Additionally, we have our in-show weekly trivia question to keep you occupied while we go to our first news break. And that is, in the first season of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, we are introduced to many sorts of dragons who take the form of humans to blend in. Which is the only one of these dragons who can appear without their horns or tails showing? We'll let you know in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Anime Addicts Mitsuki is here, and I'm bringing you your anime news break. Leading us off with an anime adaptation announcement. The property Heion Seidai no Itaden Tachi, or the Itaden deities of the peaceful generation, are getting an anime adaptation. It's going to be coming out fairly soon. The synopsis: Hayato is a young deity with a foul mouth who has always heard legends about demons who were sealed away many centuries ago, so you will follow the epic saga of several young deities who end up having to fight demons, humans, and overcome several challenges. Very exciting synopsis and a very risque cover art, probably leading to lots of discussion online about this. I'm sure it's contributing. This property began serializing in Young Animal in 2018, and it looks like the second volume was published on November 12th last year. There's not a lot of content out yet, probably a shorter series, but if you're a fan of Heion Seidai Itaden Tachi, you can look forward to that being made into an anime. In other news, very big story, AT&T is potentially going to be selling Crunchyroll. They're thinking about it. They've been shopping it to different buyers, potential suitors. They were going to sell it to Sony for $1.5 billion. Sony said, no way, Jose. And they were more realistically looking at $1 billion for it, which I still think is too much. And it just looks like AT&T is trying to reduce the amount of debt on their books as they carry over $150 billion of debt as a huge company. If Sony were to buy it, it would add a fourth anime acquisition and distribution company to their portfolio, including Funimation in the US, Waka Anim in France, and Madman Anime Group in Australia, which would add the 70 million users and 2 million subscribers of Crunchyroll to that portfolio, making Sony effectively a powerhouse in the anime industry globally. But I would personally, if I had to add an antidote here, I would say that I don't think that AT&T is very eager to sell the property, as the price is pretty high and they wouldn't really reduce their debt by all that much by selling Crunchyroll, and pretty much anything can be sold for the right price. So yeah, it's like saying if I sold my Kia Soul for $80,000, yeah, of course I would. but we will have to keep track of this story as it develops. Next up, Inuyasha, the anime, is getting its first ever retrospective exhibition. It's going to be held from November 7th to the 23rd in Tokyo in an exhibition hall where people will be able to explore the history of the anime and experience the world of Inuyasha. So it sounds pretty neat. It's going to be in the Parco Factory exhibition on the 7th floor of the Ikebukuro Parco building. So it's also going to be in different cities, including Niigata, Nagoya, Osaka, Fukuoka, etc. So people all around Japan can also enjoy the exhibition. If you're a big fan of Inuyasha, November is not a terrible time to visit Japan. The weather is quite nice, so if you want to head out there and check out an exhibition of Inuyasha, that would be pretty neat, and you'll be able to enjoy all the art and history of the property. Next up, and lastly for this news break, Junko's Star-Crossed, the manga, is going to be ending in September, on September 12th. This coming from the magazine in which it is serialized, Beisatsu Friend. Looks like this was launched in that magazine back in June 2019, and they've had several volumes, 3 compiled volumes since then, and the 4th volume is going to be shipping in November. So the story centers around Azuka, who lives for only one man, Chika-kun, of the idol group Prince 4, You. But when she accidentally dies, trying and failing to save him, she can't believe her luck to be in literal heaven with the man she loves. But never one to lie, God says that this one is on him and sends them both back to continue their lives. But there's just one little problem. Their souls have been sent to the wrong bodies. Oh my goodness. If you're a fan of Star-Crossed, the manga's ending. Maybe it'll get made into an anime, who knows. But enjoy that while it lasts. It's going to be wrapping up in September 12th. This was Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. And now, time to get back to the podcast. Hey, all you anime addicts, we all know about JList.com by now, but have you also heard about Just USA? Just USA is owned and operated by JList and is one of the internet's best producers of visual novels and hentai games. You can head over to Just USA and check out some of their newest titles. They have an awful lot of selection for you to choose from. Choose from things like Kazue's Strange Journey, Love, Cubed, Catgirl Alliance, Yumina the Ethereal, You, Me, and Her, a love story. A lot of these titles are around $20 or less, so you can go over there and get a pretty cool title for not a whole lot of money that you can enjoy. Head over to Just USA for all of your visual, novel, and hentai game needs. And when you're done with that, head over to JList.com for all of your anime and manga needs as well. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. In the first season of Miss Kobayashi's Maid, I guess it's Dragon Maid. Dragon Maid. We were introduced to many sorts of dragons who take the form of humans to blend in. What is the only dragon who can appear without their horns or tail showing? And let's be honest, it's for good reason, because we've learned that dragons are indeed delicious. Mm-hmm. The answer is Fafnir, the video game-loving dragon. Oh, and she probably tastes like chicken.
Mason was gonna say something. He's
I was like,
I
I can't handle this guitar solo. Like, I can't go over it. I can only handle so much sax.
Here comes... I think the trumpet's fucking on... The trumpet just brings the fire, though. All right, yes, Mason.
I was gonna say, I hope in season 2, instead of it being the dragon maid, I hope it's Miss Kobayashi's maid dragon, where she stays in her dragon form but still tries to be a maid the whole time. I think that'd be more interesting. I also picked up a nice little green tea milk thing.
Milk.
So look at that little cow.
Matcha green tea.
A baby. I'm a baby. I don't like tea. I don't like green tea. I don't like the matcha. I don't like that. It's too bitter. I need some milk to wash down, and it's so refreshing. I love it.
It's like people put sugar in their tea. Get out of here.
Or sugar in their milk. Get out of here.
Ugh. I mean, milkshakes are pretty good.
They fucking are good. I had one last night. Oh my god. Man, they put like that real whipped cream on top with two cherries. Ooh, man. And they came out on roller skates. I'm a big fan.
Did they? That's kind of cute.
Oh yeah, they do.
The Sonic shtick.
Oh, it's packed, and it is packed at 11 o'clock at night. There must have been 40.
I think it's because we don't have a Sonic around here.
I didn't have them in Florida either, but I am hooked. They probably had 40 cars parked there last night at 10 or 11, whenever it was, and that place is fucking packed. So everybody wants a half price milkshake after 8, baby. What? Okay.
Summer, baby. Sonic, get that green tea milkshake going and get us as your sponsor, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, please. That'd be nice. Okay. Ready, Mandy?
I am.
And now, let's take a minute for the Manga Minute with Mandi.
This is Mandy's Manga Minute, where I take a minute to tell you about a manga and help you find something new to read. And this one is a cute little manga called Dragon Goes House Hunting. Letty is... I know, it's silly, right? Letty is not very good at being a dragon. Actually, he's so terrible at it that his dad went and kicked him out of the house. What's a skittish monster of myth to do in a world where everyone sees him as material for their next armor? Why find a safe place to call home, of course? With the help of a slightly evil elvish architect, Letty's quest for the ultimate draconic domicile begins. So, Dragon Goes House Hunting is a fantasy comedy manga written by Kawo Tanuki and illustrated by Choko Aya. It is still publishing, and we currently have 5 volumes available in English. And it's very similar to the manga The Sleepy Princess and In the Demon Castle, which I did a manga minute on. Gosh, I don't even know when, it was a long time ago. But it's very similar to that, where it relies heavily on references to other franchises. So you get references to Monster Hunter, D&D, Pokemon, and The Hobbit, to name a few. And Letty is such a very sweet and innocent young dragon who gets kicked out of his home for not being a good dragon. He can't fly. He's scared of pretty much everything. And after coming across a rumor about a man known as the Architect, Letty sets out on a quest to find this man and ask him to build the ultimate home for a dragon. So, Diria, I think that's how you pronounce it at least. Diria is a fantasy real estate agent who is a beautiful elven man. Oh. He has a fondness for dragons and also happens to be the demon lord of this fantasy world. So the chapters are episodic, where Diria is showing Letty new potential homes. But these homes are not exactly what Letty had in mind. Because like a haunted graveyard, a cavern filled with traps, or a mountain filled with old witches are not exactly great homes for a very cowardly dragon. So the manga really lacks a deeper story to it, but it's packed with parody comedy and heartwarming, sweet moments. So it's definitely not going to be for everybody. But if you like those sort of simplistic comedy manga to like read, whenever the mood hits you, you can give this one a shot. There's also an anime adaptation that has been announced, and I think they released the trailer last week sometime. So yeah, that is Dragon Goes House Hunting. And the art in it is, let me see if I can find a good panel. It's not overly packed with details. It's very simplistic, but it's still like really clean. I found it actually pretty good for a like such a episodic comedy manga that I didn't expect to last 5 volumes. And the 6th one is for pre-order. I have no idea how long it's going to go. I'm really surprised because I'm like, how long are they going to hold up this joke? So,
Is he ever gonna get a house?
I know. I'm curious because at the end of this volume, not to really throw out any spoilers, it's kind of hard to spoil this, but they were talking about building him a custom home instead of just showing him places where he could live. So I don't know. I'm curious how. I also thought that the Dungeon Meshi joke wasn't going to last that long. It went pretty long, and I'm still enjoying it. So
For some reason, when you mentioned the really pretty elf boy, that reminds me the guys in Noblesse, that upcoming anime. A lot of pretty boys in that.
Ooh,
Good stuff there.
I'm in. Pretty people in general, I'm in. Yeah, the little image that Mitz put up on the screen of like one of the chapter, like starting, what do you call them, like the chapter pages. It's like a Totoro reference. It's really cute.
With his
at the
horn
bus
going
stop.
through the umbrella.
Oh yeah.
I saw that too.
Oh no, he ruined it.
It's really cute.
Oh, it's tough
He's
being
got
a
little
dragon.
arms. He couldn't get it up higher.
He's trying his best.
He's got little T-Rex arms. He got big
Aren't
old.
we all?
He got big old meaty thighs though.
Yeah, he does. That'd be
Yeah.
tasty eating.
He's a thick boy.
Mm.
All right.
Well, we can move right on to our main topic, because this is probably going to go for a hot minute, which is what have we been watching, where we recount most of the things that we've been dabbling in over the past couple weeks to keep you in the loop of what we've been watching. So, Mitz, do you want to go first or wait a little bit?
I just don't watch really outside. I get enough anime from just watching stuff for the podcast, but I have been watching Inuyasha. I'm getting into it. Still watching it. Inuyasha still sucks. He is.
Wait, the character or the show?
No, the character.
Okay, good. I agree.
I mean, he's still. I don't know. We're on like episode 58 or something, and Miroku sucks too, though. In fairness,
Oh my god, he is such a dirtbag. And it's so
yeah.
funny that I didn't even realize that when I was a kid. And watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh god, this guy's awful.
It's like Miroku. I realize that, it's very enticing to you that the peasant lady on the side of the dirt road and like that with a hairnet on or whatever is like, oh, a maiden that you're so lonely. I spend the night with you. But like Songo is so much cuter and better, and like she's just cool and cute and she's got and she probably has like those nice defined legs and he's always grabbing on the booty. She's carrying that big boomerang around, and it's like she's working out all the time. It's like that fucking boomerang thing, which always breaks, by the way. It probably weighs like 50 pounds, so she's like walking around with like lead pants on with these fucking boomerang, and all you can do is go to the girl down the road with and you got the Songo right here, right? You got the best right here. What the fuck are you doing? So
He was even like, he was like, I
God.
love you, Songo. And then the next episode, he's like, but this woman, would you like to have my children? I'm like, shut up.
Songo,
I hate him.
Miroku's that guy that ends up getting his like phone tapped, and like the private detective gets hired because like he's never home on time, and he's always like out all night on the weekends, and it's like living a double life, and you don't want to have to deal with that shit.
That's what I told him. Songo, you're too good for him.
Too good.
Move on,
And
Songo.
Inuyasha is the same way. He's like he's sitting up there on the hillside with Kagome, and Kagome's like, it's all about atmosphere. You have to make the right atmosphere, and I don't get it, Kagome. Like I don't get it. And she's like, you see that down there? That they're down on the side of the riverbank with the river and in the grass. Now that's such good atmosphere. Okay, Kagome, I'm ready for an explanation because I just don't get it. Well, you know what? Like honestly. You know what? Kagome's too good for you, too. I mean, honestly, Kagome is way too fucking good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Way too good. Kagome is so much cooler than...
Yeah.
Cooler and cuter than 90% of anime characters. She fucking fires them. She can fire magic arrows, for God's sake.
She's fucking tough as shit, too.
She's tough as shit. Her outfit kind of sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
Rumiko Takahashi, I realized that, like, you only had, like, 2 colors of paint, and you had to use, you know, I guess it's not really her doing the anime, but, like, I realized that, maybe just draw some, like, something, like, different on Kagome once in a while, because she's running around in this fucking skirt, and, like, they're always hiking in the woods and shit, and she's gonna get her nice legs all torn up by these fucking tree branches and briar bushes and nettle and all this crap because you didn't want to give the girl some fucking pants. So I'm sorry, but thigh-high socks and a skirt doesn't quite cut it. She's not Sailor Moon. Put some fucking pants on her. She's cold, for God's sake. God. And even with those fucking like ridiculously short skirt and thigh-high socks, the Zettai Ryoiki is this out there for the world to see. Inuyasha still can't get it. He still wants the dead, coffin, dirt-smelling Kikyo. So what is going on? What in the fuck? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Kikyo, man. I don't know what he sees in that. No idea.
So it's like, so one guy wants the dead girl who's never around, and the other guy wants every single random, like, peasant girl who's usually married, and they're traveling with the 2 hottest girls in the whole of feudal Japan. What in the hell is going on? I don't get it.
Yeah, the guys in the students are all trash.
Shippo is the
Except
only...
for-
Yes,
Oh,
please.
sorry. I was gonna say, except for Sesshomaru, who doesn't give a shit about anything.
Oh, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. Shippo is the
love
only male character in that group with any sense.
True, I do love Shippo. He's pretty cute.
That's
Are you
right.
watching it dubbed or subbed?
I think the dub of Inuyasha is phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's perfect. I'm like, Kagome could not sound more awesome. I'm like, she sounds perfect. So,
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
watching the dub. But what the hell? It's just an exercise in frustration.
It is. I was frustrated through the whole thing. I'm like, Kagame, stay home. Why do you even go back? Just stay home.
She goes home all the time.
I do love it every time she goes home. She has to like make up excuses for all of her absences. Like her grandfather keeps up making up like mysterious illnesses. for her.
Rheumatism and all this shit. All these like, give me a young person's disease for once, Gramps.
And that poor boy at school keeps giving her stuff. He's like, I got this cushion for your back.
Exactly.
For all your arthritis.
Listen,
I was like,
Kagome,
"Aw."
you can join the archery team at school. You could be great. You would win every tournament. And this guy is so much better for you than Inuyasha. Okay, I get that
agree.
you
He's a
like
sweetheart.
you like the danger. I get it. It's fun. Oh my God, Shikan jewels. Ooh, they're so shiny. But this guy was giving you a back massager because you have shingles or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's
He's
just.
such a sweetheart. I felt so bad for him. I'm like, you're doomed. Sorry, kid.
But let's be honest. Numiko Takahashi understands the slow play, and it's like I must torment the female viewers for 140 episodes with so much sexual tension that they are losing their minds, all for a kiss, or something. I don't even know if they will. I haven't seen the ending. I assume they will, but for God's sake.
Yeah.
Rant over.
No, we're
but
not
yeah.
misunderstanding it. We're just too old for that shit.
Listen, that's just saying you could be the nicest guy on earth, but if you don't have demon airs, you just can't compete.
That's right. Fox Stevens. I mean, it got me.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Also, Inuyasha's like 160 episodes or whatever. But if you selected just the story episodes, it's like 4 episodes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they waste a lot of time.
Anyway, but it's
I
still.
do kind of like Koga, the wolf.
Oh
demon.
my God! I forgot about Koga. He's the guy that Kagome needs to be with.
That
100%.
You can't have those two names as a couple though. Koga
True.
and Kagome. That's a little try hard.
Put that on your wedding card.
It's perfect. Okay, he's so fast. She'd be like, "Oh, Koga, I'm the mother of your child. I need watermelon and pickles." And he's like, he's so fucking fast. Boom! That bitch is down the street to the 7-Eleven in 2 shakes of a wolf's tail because that guy can run fucking fast. He's like Sonic. He can get anything Kagome needs in 2 damn seconds. So he's way better for Kagome than Dan Inuyasha. That's all I got to say about that.
Fuck out of nowhere. Hey, Kagome. Bye.
He's gonna be running down the street, and he'll be running back, and he'll pass like 16 girls that he'll be holding like watermelon and baby formula and all the shit that she doesn't need yet, and they'll be like, "See, I gotta get me a man like that." Yeah, that's right, Kagome. You need to get you some Koga. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
The Sesshomaru's best character.
He is. He's not in the show very much, though.
He's not. When he shows up, I swear, something always happens. They're like, Sesshomaru, what did you do? He's like, oh no. Someone's always like dead or something. Or he's always saving orphans.
Oh, he's got that little girl with him, and she's really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's Inuyasha in a nutshell. I'm enjoying it. That's a show that I will go to Sonic at like 8 o'clock at night and watch Inuyasha in the car and have a milkshake. That's a lot of fun.
It is funny.
It is. It's a good show. I enjoy it, but it's it's fun.
Well, I'm appreciating the Mitsugi review of Inuyasha.
It's a good show. It's probably like a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it's pretty good. I haven't seen all of it. I don't really know, but I'm enjoying it. All right, well, that's my lengthy rant about one single show, and you guys have done such a great job of watching all kinds of stuff, so I'm interested to hear it. Where do you want to start?
Take it away, Mason.
I can go first. Yeah, I watched a couple regular length series, and I watched a bunch of little OVAs and specials and stuff like that, so I figured I'll go through a bit of each. So the first one I watched is one I think maybe at least one of you guys have seen, which is Children of the Whales.
Oh, yeah.
We reviewed it.
Which
Yeah, we
is a
did.
Netflix show, and you guys, this is back in fall of 2017, and you guys reviewed it on episode 413.
It was
forget what
good.
you thought about it, but the show looks and sounds like absolutely gorgeous, and it's cool because this is a super interesting world and concept about this like isolated society with magical powers who like sails on the seas of sand on the back of like this huge massive land, which they call like a mud whale.
Yeah.
And going in blind to this series is for the best because a bunch of twists and shakeups happen, and maybe you might not expect how violent or gruesome things can get. So just go in not sure what was going on. I just saw it was on Netflix. I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And I kind of enjoyed it. It gave me a very similar vibe to like Grimgar, where like it looks fantastic. It's a cool fantasy show and a neat setup and violent moments. But like the ridiculous characters and setups and like poor writing that was kind of forced just kind of made things laughable at times.
I think I said the exact same thing.
Oh
in
no,
our
like
review.
this show looks so good and it's just full of like wasted production values. Like it's done by JC Staff and they're a pretty good studio and they were like on top of their game on this one. And like visually it was a spectacle episode after episode, but the writing was just not quite there for me. So if you want something like breezy and that like you don't want to have to put too much mental fortitude on it and you just want to visually take it in, check it out, but it just wasn't for me. So that was Children of the Whales.
Yeah, I agree. I also tried reading the manga too, and the manga also has gorgeous art.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's something about it. Like the main character too, I was like, what even is his role in this? He doesn't do anything.
There's a lot of questions that you ask watching the show, and not the good kind of questions.
Yeah, by the end of it, I felt like I know that like for example, Land of the Lustrous, that one ended in a place where there were still questions, but I felt satisfied by the end. I got enough answers to go, oh, that was really cool. Can't wait for season 2. This one ended in a place where I was like, I have too many questions, and I don't know if I care enough to continue. So that's what happened to me with it. I was just like, I felt like they threw so many questions at you, so much mystery all at once that I was overwhelmed and was like, I don't feel like they're ever going to answer any of this.
I just remember it being very violent, like very violent, surprisingly so.
Yeah,
So-
it came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, it was very shocking. Like it was very much a very calm sort of, but I mean, I guess there was nothing really violent happening at the beginning, and then they had like that battle or whatever, and then boom, people were getting like their limbs cut off and shit. I don't remember exactly, but I was like, damn, this escalated quick.
Indeed,
but
it did.
But I liked it. It was good. It was fun.
So, Mandy, do you want to ping pong between our shows, or do you want to go next?
Yes, I don't really have much to say about my first one because there's not a whole lot happened. I watched the movie for Angel's Egg, which is more, I would say, more of like an art piece than I would say a story. This was by the creator of Ghost in the Shell, Mamoru Oshii, and it was visually so cool. It was very much like a work of art, and this is like set in like a very strange, desolate world with this little girl who's carrying around an egg, and a bunch of weird shit happens. And I will say that there's hardly any commentary in this at all. Or dialogue. I think there's like a couple lines towards the end, and then that's it. Most of it is just watching her navigate this world, and the ending is very abstract. And I think it's good for like if you just want to watch a quick how long did this take? 1 hour and 11-minute movie.
It
to
feels
like
longer though.
it felt like it
It's a
went on
long
forever.
movie.
And like I think it's cool if you just want to watch it with some friends. If you're that kind of group that are like kind of like to hypothesize and you pick stuff apart and be like, critique art. I think that would be cool. But if you're just wanting to watch a movie for entertainment, I don't know if I would ever suggest this. I also don't know if it's on any legal streaming sites. I watched it on YouTube, and that might be legal on there because I don't know if the studio put it up, but it had like ads on it. I have no idea. So I did watch it on YouTube, and it was by Studio Dean. It's from like 1985. So I would say it was interesting. I just don't have much to say about it because it was more of just watching art move. But which is good though. I mean, the art is fantastic. It was really creative. So
it's one of those deep critical like masterpieces that a lot of people be like, this is deep and has so much symbolism and metaphor, like, oh, it's so, and a lot of people will be like, no, this is boring. So like there's definitely two camps, so depending on what side of the aisle you might be in will determine on if that is worth it for you.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I would say if you're like that, if you have that kind of group, that anime club, I would say that discusses like, picks apart like symbolisms and stuff like that, it would be good for you. But yeah, of course, if you're just like bored at home one day and you're like, I'm gonna put on a movie, probably don't put on this.
There's an episode way long ago, like in the first 50 episodes of the podcast, Chiaki did like a deep dive on this because they covered it in a class she took when she studied in Kyoto, and wasn't actually in Kyoto, but it was like close to Kyoto. They did like a deep dive on some kind of a film class. So if you want to hear that, you can go rummage through the archives. You'll find it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, people also criticize Mononoke for the same reasons, but I super love picking that apart because it was a subject that I loved. So, if you really find something about this, the subject of this movie really engaging, then I could see it definitely being for you. But I don't know, I kind of just watched it, went, that was beautiful, and that was it.
And it's cool seeing Oshi's stuff because he does have a cool eye for things.
Yeah.
So my next one is very similar in vibe, I would say, to Angel's Egg, just a little bit more fluffy. So I watched the 4-episode OVA Yokohama Shopping Log.
I watched that.
The first 2 episodes were in 1998, the next 2 were in 2002, and it is the daily life of a robot named Alpha who runs a coffee shop after like the Earth's like ecology has collapsed. We don't know how or why, but she's just outliving her life in this like desolate
flood. I thought it flooded.
There's a lot of water. I don't know if you could be right. And when I say that she's a robot, she looks like any other human. She just has green hair and just has some functions that we might not possess. Like she has this camera, and to see what it's looking at, she like plugs a cord from it into her mouth, and it's adorable. Yeah. And it's super calm. It's like these very meticulously paced stories with I don't know. They have this pen and ink style to its animation, and it looks gorgeous. If you go on like YouTube and you're like lo-fi anime mixtape or whatever, like you'll see stuff from this show. It just has that aesthetic, that look, that like stunning like seaside thing, and there's just so many moments that look good in the show. And this Alpha, this robot, goes around, and she just doesn't get a lot of visitors because the world's just kind of empty, and she just meets people every now and then, and she's like, wow, I'm learning so much about human behavior. And once again, like Angel's, like there's not a lot to it. It's just she's living her life. For a lot of people it could be boring and barren, and a lot of people will be like, man, this just looks so comfy and cool. Like if you're a fan of Yashike shows, it might even be too slow for you, but it is nice to look at and very I don't know, very pretty.
I would love it if they finally translated the manga, like legally
Yeah.
released it. I would love that because I've been wanting to read it for so long, but I'd have to resort to scan sites. I'm just kind of hoping that one day they release it over here because they randomly released Emanon. I think that's how you say it, Emanon. I think that's how you pronounce it, but that took a long time. So yeah, I thought the short OVA was pretty interesting though. There was definitely like Angel's Egg. There's a lot in there where you can go, oh, that's really interesting, and it kind of gets you thinking about like what happened to this area or the people there and the state of the world. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it sounds great. The music component is super calming. So, yeah, Yokohama Shopping Log. It's a classic.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad because, guys, I binge anime too fast. I'm trying to slow down a little bit because I watched this next OVA and I don't remember it. I watched the OVA for El Hazard, and I watched it, and I still remember it. It was only like 4 episodes, and I feel really bad. I think Mason also watched it.
So I saw Rob talking about it in the
Same.
Discord chat, and you two were like, "Oh, I'll watch it," and you guys. So I put it on my list. I'm like, "Oh, I'll join in on the fun." And then I think a couple episodes later, Rob's like, "Yeah, this is not as good as I remember it being," and I was like, "I'll let Mandi handle this one."
Yeah, let me look up the character names because I don't remember them. But this is in Isekai, where this kid named Makoto and this other kid who really hates him because I think he's just jealous of him. So please forgive me if I get something wrong because I binge things so fast and I watched some really long shows during this period that these tiny little OVAs are kind of starting to escape my mind unless they really grab me, because I did watch, I'm sorry, it was 7 episodes. I did watch this, very short, but there is a longer series for it. So this one is called the OVA is called The Magnificent World, and he does get sent into a fantasy world, and he ends up taking the place of this princess who looks very similar to him, except they had to change his outfit and his wig. But and this princess is missing, and so he's taking her place as they search for her. And the other kid, Jinai, I think his name was, he also gets sent to this world. He really hates the main character, I think just out of jealousy, and he ends up becoming like the villain of this world. He's super evil. Like, this kid didn't just go, I'm gonna ruin his plans. He's like, I'm gonna murder him. But his voice actor, because I watched the dub, and I remember the voice actor being really funny, and he has a really good laugh. So, yeah, there was a lot in there I kind of don't remember. I feel kind of bad, because I do remember it was kind of like just okay, but it is from like, I think mid-90s, 95-ish. And the studio is AIC, so I don't know if you want to check it out. I also don't think this is streaming on anything legal, but it was not one of the best isekai that I have seen, but it was definitely better than a lot of the others that are coming out recently. Like it's not based on a video game world, but it is like a fantasy world, kind of similar to like Ray Earth style, just the world, not the story. But yeah, it was okay.
I'm glad. It didn't seem like my kind of thing, so yeah, I backed out of it.
There's a lot of weird humor in there. I was like, yes, old anime. Have you seen any of El Hazard, Mitz?
I think I watched like maybe the first OVA a long time ago, and it wasn't really, it didn't really grab me, so I was like, nah. I think that might have been one of the ones that I like rented from Netflix, like a decade ago or more, 2 decades ago. So I don't know. I'm so fucking old.
They're all talking about Jinai in the chat. Sorry.
Arguing over if he's good or bad.
No, everyone's saying he's the only reason to watch it because he's so ridiculous, and he like teams up with a bunch of bug people and just like bosses them around. And I don't know why they listen to this kid. Just because he's from another world. He has the stupidest plans, sort of like Team Rocket plans.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll jump ahead then, just because you gave me that transition, and maybe you can back me up on this. I watched the 7 episode, 6 minute each ONA. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but the Pokemon Twilight Wings.
Oh, I watched that too. It's really cute.
These are, you can watch them all for free on YouTube or on like Pokemon.com's website. Actually, BCom from the Nerddom and Other Nonsense podcast was like, "Hey, it's over now," because I think they were airing like monthly or something. So, I'm a fan of obviously OG Pokemon. I really love the 4 episode like OVA called Pokemon Origins. I think that's like the best Pokemon series, and this was just a nice little like episodic dramas of like different characters in the Sword and Shield like Galar region. It's done by Studio Colorido, who did like Penguin Highway, A Whisker Away, and a bunch of other cute like ONAs. And it's just a nice little fluffy show. Episode 1 I thought was the weakest, but it kind of grew. I think watching it you'll like more episodes than others. I think my favorites were episode 5, where you get like the vice president of the Pokemon League, like Olive's story of she like works behind the scenes
she's
of like,
great.
here's how this entire like operation would actually work like on the business side. And episode 7 had this like epic scene of like battling moments where it's like, oh, this is what Pokemon you should imagine it is like in your head when you're playing the game. So if you haven't played the game or whatever, like there's really not much of a reason to watch this. But if you just want that, glimpse into the world of imagination that Pokemon is trying to tell, I think this was a cute little watch.
I loved the Nessa short. She was so great. It gave so much more to her character that you don't get in the anime, and I thought it was really interesting because she is a gym leader, the water gym leader, but she's also a professional model, and she's trying to balance it out. And the president of the Pokemon League, it kind of like makes a kind of really awful joke at her, kind of like, you can't keep balancing this forever. And so she starts thinking about quitting modeling so she can focus on being a gym leader or doing the other, doing it vice versa. And then she ends up coming up face to face with a melodic who is both powerful and beautiful. And she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna be a melodic. I'm gonna be both powerful and beautiful. I could do both and balance them out. So she kind of goes to the never mind, I'm spoiling the whole thing. So I'm so sorry. But
the whole thing is like you'll find these characters in the game, and they're like, "I'm a model, I'm a gym leader," and you're like, "Cool, let's battle." Okay, I beat you, and you move on. Like that's all the game really gives you. Whereas this show is like, no, like these are characters. They're not just mindless trainers that you plow through. So it's fun.
Yeah.
I can keep on going.
Oh, so sorry. I forgot that I had to talk. I watched all of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh wow!
Excluding Korra.
Ooh, finally, love it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. Like I missed.
No, I was just the hype coming out.
It was really good, guys, and Iroh, best character. But I was actually really surprised how gorgeous it was because I saw screenshots, but I didn't really, I didn't know anything about it. It's just one of those shows that was very popular. Everyone talked about. I knew it was on Nickelodeon, but I always said I'll get to it eventually and just kind of kept pushing it back. And not for any real reason. I wasn't put off by it. I was just like, it's really long, and so I'll get to it eventually. So finally, because this season has been really weak, I was like, I have so much time to binge series. So I decided to finally just binge through it in an entire week. And it was really good. The beginning, the first half of the series is sort of episodic, kind of, and then towards the end, it's just getting a little bit more
mature.
Maybe. Yeah, I would say mature, but I was also thinking like linear, like it wasn't as episodic. And there's some really fantastic characters in there. Some of the characters at the beginning, I was like, God, you're so annoying. Get so much development by the end that I was like, wow, you became a really cool character that I actually don't hate anymore. So it was really good. I think it's just a really fascinating world. Also, they have so many animals that are mixed with other animals, and I love them all. They're like
platypus
turtle
bears. So good.
They're like like a ferret penguin thing.
I love ducks.
I love them all, and yeah, I really liked Iroh, who is like this older man who is very chill. He's like in the Fire Nation, which they're known for just being far more aggressive, but he's so laid back and balances out like that entire gives a little bit more depth to it, to to like the antagonists of the series, where nobody in this is two-dimensional. Everybody has so much character and development to them that it was really engaging and fascinating to watch, and there's so many strong characters in there as well. But Iroh, he's just like, I just want to sit around and watch tea and everything's peaceful and I just want to travel and meet people. And I loved him. He was fantastic.
Best show from or I was about to say Netflix, even though it's on Netflix now. Best show from Nickelodeon of all time. Avatar is so good. I love it.
Wow.
I was trying to think. I couldn't think of any others that would be
Matter.
anywhere near as good. Yeah, I agree.
Avatar is so
So-
good.
I am going to watch Korra as well. Despite people saying it's not as good, I don't care. I just want to watch it. It's actually the one that I wanted to watch, but everyone told me I had to watch Avatar first, and I don't regret it. I really loved and enjoyed it. So, yeah, I'll do that as well. Also, Appa. Appa's fantastic. I just want Appa to... Everyone needs to treat him just so kindly, please. Give him love. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about Avatar?
It's great. It's amazing. Obviously, you said it all. It's good stuff. Glad you finally got around to it, because I was just guilt tripping you for months. I'm like, you just gotta do it. You'll like it. You believe me.
It was really good. I also like Toph a lot. Toph was one of those characters that started off very bratty, and then towards the end, I was like, I really love Toph, and I kind of relate to her. It was just that kind of like, I don't fucking care anymore type character.
If you were one type of element bender, which one do you think you would be?
Oh.
Not which one do you want to be, but which one do you think you would be?
Oh my.
I don't know. Probably Earth. I said probably an Earthbender. I would want to be fire because that seems cool and aggressive, but I'd probably end up being Earth.
Mitz, you have an answer, or you'll let it slide?
I mean, probably fire, because I'm dead in the center of the
My
fire
soul.
astrologically. So I'm like dead in the middle. So
Oh, they have a personality quiz. I gotta do that.
oh, okay.
Someone else also, Lunar also asked, have I seen Dragon Prince? No, I have not seen Dragon Prince yet, but it's also on my list because it looks cool.
Nice. Next one I'll talk about is the Encouragement of Climb show, the one all about climbing mountains. Get excited, Mitsugi.
I mean,
this is
they
over
don't.
on Crunchyroll.
Do they actually climb mountains, or are they
They
climbing?
actually do. It's like all about like climbing mountains, picking out your shoes. They get like the walking stick going up Mount Fuji, and they like get it branded at each of the stops.
They're like
It's
little.
whatever.
They're like
it's
little
very
kids, right?
Yeah, they're like middle school, high school age.
Okay, because
It's,
I mean,
it's a moe show. You won't like it.
well, I mean, it's just because Japan doesn't really have, like, they have mountains, but they're not really mountains. Like, I mean, Mount Fuji's the
Try their
tallest
best.
mountain. Mount Fuji's the tallest mountain in Japan, I think, and it's like a cupcake. It's like a cupcake mountain, so like 85-year-old women climb it. So I should talk with me. Those like epically old people climbing it. They do it every year, but I'm sucking the fun out of it, so I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, no worries. No, so this was recommended to me by Salamander2020 on Twitter, because I'm a big fan of Yuru Camp, and both of them are obviously very similar. Very comfy shows, likable characters, relaxing music. It's about climbing mountains, a little less comedy focused, and the first season is actually a bunch of 3-minute long episodes, so it's very short, and they show like hikes of like Mount Taco and like various real world locations. And I'm like, oh, I want to go to those places now and rub these lucky octopus statues. But it's cool because the later seasons, 2 and 3, they go on to be like 13-minute episodes, and it's cool seeing this transformation in having an extra 10 minutes. You get time to breathe, and it's not just haha, it's funny moments, but like full like fleshed out character development. You get these like more story arcs as they prepare to climb the mountain, start the mountain, and it takes place over like a bunch of episodes. So that's cool. And this is done by Studio 8-Bit, who did Stars Align and the Slime Isekai. And this show looks so much better than it needed to. Like, very similar to like Children of the Whales. Like, there's some really, literally like jaw-dropping, like fantastic backgrounds on this thing, and I'm having fun with it. It's similar to Tamayura, where you get like kind of how through their hobbies of climbing mountains, they kind of the characters find themselves, they get confidence, and they're like, oh, now I know what I want to pursue in my life after high school or as my career. And it's just a nice, pleasant show. There's no big emotional story arcs, but it's fine. It's positive. It's fluffy, and it gets me hyped to go hiking again. So it's just a breezy show.
Since we're going back and forth, I also watched all of Oni-sama A, or if you translate that to English, it's Dear Brother, Dear Brother. And they just released this on Retro Crush. At least I think it's out now. They announced it. I should probably check it if they finally put it out. But this the Retro Crush app, I think, is only on iOS. I don't know about Android, and I know it's only available in the US, I think, and somewhere else. But unfortunately, at least there's somewhere to watch it legally. And yeah, this one is by the mangaka Ryoko Ikeda, who is also the mangaka for Rose of Versailles. So if you look up anything on Onisama and you're like, that character looks kind of familiar, that's why. But yeah, man, aesthetically, this anime is so cool looking.
When Mandi says Onisama A, it's spelled A as an E. So if you're looking
correct,
up, it's
yes.
Onisama E,
Yeah.
and the E stands for extra because all the characters look extra.
Very extra. So this is, man, guys, do you like melodrama? Because this is the most melodramatic thing that I think I have ever seen. It is wild. So it's 39 episodes long. It was by Studio Tezuka Productions. It came out in 91. And I honestly have never heard of it until our good friend Chibi Rob told me I should watch it. And I binged through the whole thing in 1 week because it was insane. So it's about this girl named Nanako who starts going to a very prestigious, very rich school, and she enters a sorority and all the drama that comes with it. And I don't mean just simple drama. I mean over the top drama where you're like, people, I could never deal with this in my life. It is crazy. But the character designs I absolutely loved. I think it just oozes a certain kind of aesthetic of like old 90s anime. It just looks so cool. And big hair. There's a lot of big hair. Long hair. And tall, lanky women. It's fantastic. None of them look like they're in high school at all. They all look like they're I don't know, in their 30s.
Like freaking Slam Dunk. They got like beards and shit.
It was I actually really enjoyed it though. Like, even like if you like drama, like not realistic drama at all, you should definitely watch this because it was crazy. And like one of the girls named Shinobu becomes so obsessed with the main character that she like, for example, threatens to murder her if she leaves her sleepover party. It's that kind of drama. It was like, oh shit, what is happening? If you watched Rose of Versailles instead of like the court drama, this is that ranked up to 11.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
ramped up to 11. It's crazy. But I actually really enjoyed it though, and there were some really cool character moments in there as well. Like, I absolutely fell in love with Kaoru, and I thought she was really interesting, especially towards the end. And it does get really really sad at moments, I would say. It's crazy. Old shoujo is all crazy.
Yeah.
Shoujo is wild.
I just love old stuff in general because I'm old. So
Yeah.
I'll just do one more.
yeah, I think
for
we're
the sake of
we're
time.
close to out of time. So
Yeah.
Oh man, so sorry.
No, we'll skip it. We'll hold on for next time.
you guys,
I'm
you
good.
guys
You don't want to
got
talk
it.
about GTO?
I know. Well, we definitely don't have time for that shit. You guys have an arsenal.
We can save it for next time.
Yeah, let's save it. You guys have an arsenal, so.
Exactly.
All right. Well, and I'll try to do better, but you can always count on me to go on a wild rant.
We'll try to do worse so we don't run out of
I
time.
enjoyed the Inuyasha moment.
That was great, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
especially since I have also recently just watched it, so yeah.
I'm just glad you guys are enjoying lots of stuff, so.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to head to another news break here because we have a lot of impressions to get to when we get back. We're going to pick our last two from the summer season. We've got Dokyuu Hentai HxEros, Fire Force Season 2, Gibiate, Peter Grill, Kenja, no Jikan, and Chou, Futsuu, Toshi, Kashiwa, Densetsu. So we'll see if you guys get in the chat and figure out what we'll pick. But on the news break, we have a trivia question for you. The Blue Literature series is an anime that consists of 6 classics of Japanese literature. How many of the titles and authors can you name? And we'll have that when we get back, so stay tuned. Hey, Anime Addicts, Mitsugi is back, and I'm bringing you your second anime news break, leading off with Bofuri, who a lot of people enjoyed. Netflix India is going to be releasing Bofuri on September 1st. Pretty big news, considering India has well over 1 billion people and gigantic market to enjoy anime like Bofuri. So that's exciting anytime something gets delivered to essentially what is roughly 13 to 16% of the world. So the story, of course, Kaede doesn't want to get hurt, so she reluctantly plays an MMO with her friend, but she puts all her skill points into defense and becomes pretty much unbelievably overpowered. If you listen to our podcast, you heard us do a review on this several weeks ago, Bofuri, with the longest subtitle ever known to man, which I will not read. Next up, Doraemon 2020. The anime opens at number 1 in Japan. Doraemon, just timeless. This property is just unbelievable. Continues on and on. In its first debut, selling 630,000 tickets for about $7 million. So it looks like this is just probably, I don't even know what film it is, the 900th film of Doraemon. The film opened in Japan on August 7th after being postponed from its original March release date due to, of course, COVID. The story begins with Nobita meeting 2 twin dinosaurs named Q and Mew. Despite the film's similar title to Doraemon the movie Nobita's Dinosaur, the first film in the franchise, the story is completely different. Oh, and this new film is the 40th, and it marks the 50th anniversary of the original manga. So this is the 40th Doraemon movie. Unbelievable. The longevity of the Doraemon property just being just unstoppable in Japan. Next up, it looks like New York Comic Con has canceled its physical event, of course. We pretty much knew that would happen. It was scheduled for the 8th to the 11th of October, but naturally this has been canceled due to COVID, and they're going to be holding a digital event. It's going to feature streaming panels from lead entertainment brands, live QA sessions, autographs, workshops, etc., etc. I have no idea how they're going to manage to do this online, but they're planning to do it. I'm sure it will be far less exciting for people than going in person. Reed Pop will host the Metaverse August digital event from August 13th to the 16th, and it's going to give fans the ability to assemble together for a one-of-a-kind virtual experience with celebrities and creators, etc. So if you're a fan of Comic-Con, if you were going to go, I guess you can enjoy some of your favorite celebrities on the internet, which I apologize, will probably not be as exciting as going in person. And rounding things out, this one's for me, a mysterious Sonic the Hedgehog statue that is located in the Japanese mountains gets just refurbished by an unknown person. So there is a statue in the mountainside of Iga City in the Mie Prefecture of Sonic riding on a snowboard, and apparently this is where people also snowboard, which is pretty neat. So you can snowboard past the snowboarding Sonic, which is kind of awesome. And it looks like out of nowhere, this thing gets redone, polished up, and looks quite great from its, appearance that made it look like it had been there for probably decades. So if you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, it might be worth looking out online. And now you can see that it's been cleaned and looks beautiful, just like Sonic himself. So you can check it out on the internet. This is Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. And now, time to get back to the podcast.
After Parties Hobby Addicts Hentai episodes. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hentai episodes. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hentai episodes.
What in the world are you two doing? I'm trying to sleep here. It's midnight.
We're using Mandi's arcane power to do a content prayer dance.
Yeah, we're hoping the content gods bless us with thrilling entertainment for the fans.
Content prayer dance. You know, there's a much easier way to make better content. How about starting with studying our vast archive of additional content on AAApodcast.com?
Oh, I already have. I mean, it's only $7 a month for almost 8 additional episodes every month.
That's less than $1 per extra episode and super easy to get to. Just gotta type aapodcast.com/join to become a member.
You went through the whole archive? It's hundreds of hours.
Well, Senpai, anything's possible.
If you believe.
I think I'll just leave you two alone.
Hey, is he gone yet?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hentai episodes. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hentai episodes.
Welcome back. After that second news break, I love the content for dance chant thing. That's my favorite ad of ours. But we left you with a trivia question, and that was the Blue Literature series, an anime that consists of 6 modern classics of Japanese literature. How many of the titles and authors can you name? And if you're like, why did they pick this? This might have been one of the shows that I was going to talk about. We didn't get any hints on this one. And the answers are No Longer Human, by Osamu Dazai. Run Mellows, also by Osamu Dazai. The Spider's Thread by Ryunosuke Akutagawa. And Hellscreen, also by the same author. In the Forest, Under the Cherries in Full Bloom by Ango Sakaguchi. And Kokoro by Natsume Soseki. So you had 12 possible points to get there. Hopefully you got a couple of them.
Oh yeah, also that'll give me time because that anime has been on my watch list for so long and I couldn't find it anywhere. I just kept skipping it on my watch list on my phone. I have a list on my phone under notes, like, so I don't forget series that I think look cool. And it's been on there. I don't know how long it's been on there.
Mandi, I here's the one I want you to watch for next time, because it's what I'm going to watch for next time. And it's
Okay,
The Beast Player Aaron, which you've had on your list, but I don't think it's
My
streaming.
list?
Yeah.
Probably.
Still Aaron. It's done by Nahako Uehashi, who did like Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit.
Oh,
Same. It's production IG. They did it like a year or two later. It's like 50 episodes, so it's pretty great so far.
That's why it's been on there for a long time.
Just watch it so we can talk about it. Anyway.
I will.
Anyway.
All right. Well, are you ready for 5-star reviews?
I am, but also Discord is making fun of the way that I say Sesshomaru. Apparently, that's
Shomaru?
not the correct way to say it. Is it? Say it one more time.
Shomaru?
Sesshomaru? Sorry.
That's always how I've heard it said. As someone who's watched maybe 5 episodes of the anime, I wouldn't take
Sesshomaru?
don't take the way I pronounce anything as fact ever. I think we've established that.
I'm not sorry, Discord. Don't make
Listen,
fun of the way I talk.
She says the word, you know what she means when she says it. Is that not the purpose of words?
Right! Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I still love all of you.
Slay.
I'm ready for our 5-star review.
It's time for iTunes review.
If you would like to leave us an iTunes review, you should go to AAA Podcast or Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast on iTunes. Drop us a review. 5 stars we will read on our podcast as a thank you. And just let us know how we are doing because we would love feedback. So this one, get ready, this is a long one. It's gonna take us a while. This one is from Efren, Efren, and they say, favorite anime podcast of all time. Thank you guys for everything that you do.
Perfect.
Rock on.
Nailed it.
It took so long,
loved it.
didn't it? Yeah.
Fucking
I'm just
nailed
kidding.
it.
Thank
They
you so
knew-
much.
They knew we were running late, and they're like, we just gotta hurry this along. So
Speed it along.
appreciated just as much as any other. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we love you. Thanks.
All right, and now, as the journey to 1,000 iTunes reviews also can be submitted on the Apple Podcast app. Thank you. I love you. Please review. Please also leave us mailbags on our website along the top. You can click the mailbag button so we can do the mailbags, and here we go.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime. Anime. Anime.
Mailbag.
What is on your shirt, Mason?
I was in the dance because of on the shirt. It's the classic Joy Division album artwork for Unknown Pleasures, but instead of sound
I see
waves,
cats.
it's cat waves.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
it's for what Kazuo would have worn. So I had to do a little something for him. There you go.
All right. And this mailbag comes from Yotari Vegeta. I believe that English versions of OP and ending songs are a pox upon the universe. I hope and pray that this practice has not continued to the present day because it's wholly unnecessary. There are those who argue against listening to English dubs of shows because something may be lost in translation or the performance quality takes a dive. I think that translating music from Japanese to English is a miserable failure because it's a nightmare to shoehorn English lyrics into a Japanese song. Some translated songs also seem so literal that it will chill you to your very bones. Don't need it, don't want it. What do you guys say?
Which ones are you referring to? Because all the ones that I can think of were from like shows that I watched as a kid, and I don't know, 20 years later, I still remember them, so they worked. Wind, rain, shadow, wood, sword, thunder, power, sleep, card, captures of the cloud, expected yet, expected now. Secrets of the cloud,
Oh!
all a mystery. When that mighty book was open, the powers were set free. Card captors, a mystic adventure. Card captors, a quest for all time. Look, I still remember it. How long has it been since I've seen Card
I don't
captors?
know. How about Dragon, Rock the Dragon?
I don't remember that.
That's the
Was
dragon.
that Dragon Ball? Because I'd never seen Dragon Ball.
Oh.
I know, very controversial.
Oh. Oh, my goodness. That one hurt me.
But I do remember pendant shows the mystery disc. We'll take it to the shrine. We'll redeem that fabled mystery disc and release the phoenix inside.
Anyway, in contrary to popular opinion, as Cobalt Robin in the Twitch said, Smile Bomb from Yu Hakusho is 100% better in Japanese. People love it in English. It's better in Japanese, but I agree with your Yotari Vegeta. Unfortunately, there is lost in translation moments, even with subtitles, because there's not much difference between translating something to be spoken and translating something that's written. You're going to lose it in translation anyway, but I can't think of really any reason to actually redo a song in English. I don't really understand. I don't know why. Like, what is it, to appeal to kids, or I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why they do it. I don't really give a shit.
Could you imagine Pokemon, like showing Pokemon with a Japanese song to kids back in the day? Dude, that's our English version of Pokemon blew up. I still remember all the lyrics to it. That was a classic.
But I feel like the music was fundamentally changed underneath that one.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Which I think was my point. Is like, I don't mind English openings; those can be great, but I think they need a slight reworking of the instruments underneath it. Like when you shoehorn English words over an already established Japanese backing track, it can sound a little stilted, and even if it's only slight. Like I went through frankly way too many of these songs on YouTube comparing Japanese to English, and just a little subtle difference in the instrumentation, like the Sailor Moon opening, like melodically, the vocal passage sounds very similar, and you're like, oh, it's almost the same song.
Evil by
But they
moonlight.
change the production of the instruments and some of the snare hits just enough to better match the English that they kind of like rework it just enough to salvage it. So I think it can be done. I think you can do the English openings with a little bit of love.
Mason,
Winning love by daylight.
Mason, never running from a real fight. Okay?
No.
Yeah.
Never.
She is the one named Sailor Moon.
So, I don't know.
Also, the One Piece rap opening, that's God tier. That's God tier.
Right.
Unironically love Yayo Yayo.
I
It's
haven't
so good.
seen One Piece, but I've seen that.
It can be done. I mean, but like, for example, they didn't take Chala Head Chala and translate that into English. They changed it to friggin' Dragon, Rock the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon.
Dragon.
I have heard that.
I'm not saying that the dub version is better than Japanese. I'm just saying
No,
it sometimes can be done.
What I'm saying is that literally translating Chala Head Chala would have been dumb as hell in English.
Oh,
but
yeah.
so they changed,
agree.
but they rewrote the whole fucking song. But I don't think that's what Yotaro Vegeta is saying. He's saying they take like they don't say Smile Bomb at the end of the Smile Bomb song in Yu Hakusho. The lyrics are not translated correctly. They don't say Smile Bomb. They
Oh, I watched that all dubbed, so I have never heard the Japanese one, and I thought it was fine. Maybe if you've never heard the Japanese version, it would be acceptable.
I like Smile Bomb in English too, but they don't translate it literally. It's the lyrics are rewritten to a certain extent, but I don't know. I guess I think it works if they're gonna rewrite the lyrics entirely or change the song entirely.
Gotcha.
But if you're gonna like literally translate word for word, like I don't know, like lyrically it might not fit. Like it's just not gonna fit the rhythm or the whatever. I don't really see the point in it. I get that it works for little kids, but outside of that, I don't know why they bother. So I guess I get that.
I think it's definitely for kids, because look at me. I watched those when I was a kid, and I still remember them.
Mhm.
That I would never remembered them, if they had the Japanese OP on Kids WB.
You're not wrong. All right, how about this second mailbag?
This one is from MHAN81986. How would you say that? Is that like a saying?
1986.
Well, I meant like Mahanate.
I think it's My Hero Academia Nate, if I had to guess.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you. But they say, greetings to the AAA hosts and listeners. If shows like DBZ, Sailor Moon, and Cowboy Bebop hadn't aired on Toonami anime, anime would not have been as popular as in the 90s. We may not have gotten the great shows in the last couple of decades that we have, and Crunchyroll or Funimation may not exist as strongly as they do now. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't agree.
I think it's hard to say. I think money finds a way usually, and if there's a market for something, it will be recognized, and they will come up with a way to satisfy the demand for anime.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but like, look, you had great anime in the 80s, and you had great anime in the 90s before Toonami, so they would have made great anime anyway. In Japan, like maybe the Western market wouldn't be as big, but they'd still make great anime that you could watch today. So I don't know.
Yeah, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is from the 80s, so obviously.
Yeah, maybe if it wasn't for those shows, Galactic Heroes would have been brought over here. Like, if it wasn't these shows, something else would have gotten just as popular.
It's Cowboy Bebop's fault that more people haven't seen. I'm just kidding.
Down with Ein. All hail, not Yang.
I'm just kidding, people.
But yeah, there's probably so little impact on of influx in the Western market on the show's production that followed anyway, that I think it would eventually have grown to what it is, just through different avenues. So it's hard to say, but still fun to think about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we have a lot of impressions to do, so why don't we get to those? So I'm gonna start with Fire Force Season 2.
Ooh.
I'm doing them out of order. How you like that? Mm-hmm. Ni no Shou.
No rules.
Fire Force Ni no Shou, done by Studio David Productions. Oh, you know what? I forgot the drop.
Today, we're going to be doing impressions.
Impression time! Believe it!
Fucking believe it. If you don't believe it by now, no, forget it. So, Fire Force Season 2, it is it's a direct continuation of this first season. And we've reviewed Fire Force Season 1, and it was okay. But you'll recall my comments that Fire Force Season 1 got better at the end of the season. The first half of the season was so full of fucking fluff and just whatever. And then, as anime does sometimes, it kind of picks up the pace at the end and gets its shit together, right? So I was like, oh, at the end of it, I was like, wow, Fire Force didn't really suck that bad after all. Maybe I watched Season 2. So I started Season 2, now that it's out, fully expecting the anime to just go right back to fluff nothingness for, 10 episodes, and then we'd get to the rest of the story, because this is a 24-episode show. And I have to say that I find that if I were to compare the first 3 episodes of Season 1 and Season 2, the first 3 episodes of Season 2 are much better. It's cutting to the chase a lot quicker, and it is more story-driven than just the stuff that they had in the first season. And so in the first 3 episodes of Fire Force Season 2, they are having, they've had, the 5th pillar is introduced. And I guess the pillars are like people that can, they have the fuck is the
pillar men?
The Burton. Manny, don't get excited.
Yeah.
Don't get excited, okay? They have they have the astral the astral burst or whatever the hell it's called too. That is like they possess like the flames of hell or whatever the fuck it is. And so basically it's a big deal, right? So the Fire Force and then the white cloaked guys from the first season, they both want to find this 5th person who has awoken to their power first, because they want to be the one to like influence, or the Fire Force wants to protect the person, and then the bad guys want to use them for evil or whatever. They want to reinvent the great cataclysm that happened from like 200 years prior. And to be honest, like I don't really necessarily want to watch Fire Force Season 2. I won't lie, I struggle to watch shows that are this long in 1 week, and Fire Force Season 1, I had enough of it. However, when we made the impression system, it wasn't a what does Mitsuki want to watch system. It was what are the best 8 anime of the season system. And I am 100% sure that this is one of the 3 best anime of the summer. The scoring on Mal suggests it. There's more people watching this than almost anything else. And frankly, the animation and action is just fucking off the chart and is far better than anything else I saw in any of the other shows. And also, they ramped the violence up. Some guy gets cut. He gets cut Devilman style like a fucking hot dog into wheels. Or no, he doesn't. He gets like energy blasted.
Not the hot dog cut.
I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
Anything but the hot dog.
There's a shot where the bad guy like puts his hand backwards and like fires an energy blast at this dude, and like his torso, it's almost like a cannonball got shot through him, and his torso just gets fucking obliterated, and he just had blood everywhere. And I was like, damn, like that guy, he didn't have a chance.
Do they fight the monster from the Season 1 opening yet? That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens right off the bat in the beginning.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, the whole entire 4 weeks leading up to this, I was pretty sure I was going to fail Fire Force, but it was just a selfish move of me saying, well, I don't really want to watch Fire Force Season 2, and not that it isn't good. And the fact of the matter is that it is good. So, if you recall that the last 5 episodes of Season 1, when they were fighting in that train station, it was just fucking action, the whole last 5 episodes, and it was pretty good. So despite my desires personally to not have to, basically binge watch for 8 hours, I think I'll just try to keep up one week at a time and not be a little whiner, and I'll just watch Fire Force Season 2. So I'm gonna pass it because this could be the best anime of the summer. So it'd be really stupid of me not to pass it. So gonna have to. And which pass drop do I want?
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It is.
I understand your reasoning, but also remember that this is our podcast.
Oh, you guys don't want to watch it either?
If people really want to watch Fire Force, they can make their own podcast. Just kidding.
Also,
no, it's fine. I've heard good things about Season 2 so far, so I mean, it was all right. So we'll see.
If you guys don't want to watch it, you guys could always draw straws, and I would handle a review with
We're
two
gonna
of you.
veto this.
It's
Just
like
kidding.
veto.
It's fine.
Over, Mitsuki, get the fuck out.
Nah, it's fine. That wouldn't be a painful watch. So
It's just
if
action.
you
You
guys
can put it
were
on the
listening-
background probably and watch it.
If you guys were wondering what that stroke Mandy and I went through was when Mitz said Pillar Man and you haven't like awakened your chakras, go to YouTube, look up Pillar Man theme. It's a song called Awaken. Just listen to that. That's what we were trying to do. So
we tried.
we tried so hard and we failed. So
We felt so hard.
just look up Pillar Man theme.
Some things come out differently out of your mouth than how they sound in your head.
I was like, how do I sound like a bass drop? This jangling rhythm, the ya. Like, how do I make all those sounds at once? And I just made a lot of sounds that sounded like nothing. So
That's
there
why
you
we
go.
had to work together. We each had to take a part of the Killer song.
God, that's so good.
Can I go real quick so I can get this out of the way? Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
literally
go
going
ahead.
to take me like 3 minutes, if even that. So one of mine was called Chou, Futsuu, Toshi, Kashiwa, Densetsu R.
R.
Or Densetsu R. I don't know.
God,
But
heaven.
I really have nothing to say about this, guys. I'm so sorry. I watched it and there was just nothing to say. I'm even surprised that it eventually came out because I could not find it for a long time. It's really short. Like, it says 5 minutes per episode. The one I watched was only like 3 minutes, and there's like some credits in there, which surprises me. But this is just a very short comedy like anime or gag anime, I guess, that looks like a very low budget visual novel. And
It's clip art.
I don't have anything to say about it. It's about some high school kids, a bunch of high school girls who are in a class, and they talk about I guess mysterious creatures, like Nessie. One of them has like kind of like a Loch Ness monster type monster. Guys, I have no idea what happened in this. It was insane. I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm so sorry. I tried. I told Mitz, can we just pretend it never came out? Because I didn't know what to say. It's the studio that did this was called Super Normal Studio, and it doesn't move at all. It literally, and I'm not like just exaggerating, it literally looks like a very low budget visual novel. The characters don't move except for their mouths, and it's set up just like a visual novel where it's just like they're just facing each other and they're static the entire time, and the backgrounds are like pictures, like realistic, like photographs of like a high school room or outside, like near a lake, and they just I don't get the comedy. I'm so sorry. I tried. It has a 4 on Mal, which is insane. So I don't recommend this. It's definitely not passing. But I really don't know what to say about it. I know that subjective, but this one I don't understand, and that's very rare for me. Like, it wasn't even like, if the gag humor was really well thought out, I would say, the visuals kind of make it funnier, I would say, or like if it was some kind of like fan made thing, I could understand, but I'm surprised that this was funded.
Mitsugi's like, I'm not really feeling Fire Force, guys. Like, what else is out there? Mandy's like, take a look at this. Mitsu's like, okay, guys, I'm passing Fire Force.
That's exactly how it happened.
Fail.
And like, if I thought that the comedy was something that other people could enjoy, I just didn't enjoy it. Like, for example, what I said with Uzaki-chan, like, I was like, I get that it's, I understand the jokes. It's just not funny to me. I would totally say that. But this one, I don't know what happened. They were talking about fighting Loch Ness monsters, and then it was over. I don't know.
All right.
I apologize if someone actually really loves the show, which I don't think anyone is watching it, so.
There you go.
What's next?
next up is Peter Grill to Kenja no Jikan, or Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time. And it tells the story of Peter Grill, the world's strongest fighter. He starts off episode 1. He wins this grand tournament. He is now crowned the strongest in the land. And because of his powerful aura and his monumental strength, all the ladies in the land are like, he's probably got some good genes. We should carry those genes on into our clan. And this is a show that has a censored and uncensored version. And I went into this like, man, are we going to get another interspecies reviewers? And I am a man of science, so I did go with the uncensored version. So I geared up. I put on those like lab goggles with the little nubs on the side. I put on my gloves. I look like those Monsters Inc., like those CDA agents, like the big yellow boys. And I just like waded into this
with
show.
your hazmat suit on.
Exactly, expecting the worst. And it's a bunch of like 2-episode arcs where Peter Grill, who is kind of engaged, kind of
His
in a
name is
relationship.
Peter Grill for real?
Yeah, it really is.
The fuck kind of name is that?
We should pass it just for that.
And this is a fantasy land, so there's like ogres, there's elves, there's orcs, there's all sorts of monsters, and you got Peter Grill, the most like vanilla name. Like it's not even an anime name. It's just I don't know.
I'm so sorry. It cracked me up. That broke me. I didn't think that was his real name. I thought it was something else.
Yeah, he might as well be called George Foreman. Like it's. Yeah, he's literally walking around, and all these girls. So it's a bunch of 2-episode arcs where, like, the ogre girls will come up to him and be like, "Oh, you're so strong. Give us your seed." And the only good part about the show is the translators had a lot of fun coming up with different names for semen. They're like, "Give us your baby batter. Give us your nectar from your nether regions," like stuff like that.
Your baby batter?
Yeah, they say that's how it's translated. And because he's in a relationship, he's like, "No, like." I shouldn't be doing this. Time out. No. And of course they seduce him in some way or get him into hijinks, and he does it with these people. There is no, even in the uncensored version, it's just body parts. There's no intercourse, so it's definitely not as extreme as interspecies reviewers. And he just feels really bad about it. He's like, well, I'm in a relationship, but I'm having sex with all these other people. So he's not that empathetic of a guy. It's just
so he's
a
Midoku.
Fulfillment thing.
Got it.
He just, I don't know. It's not great. Like the elf girl in episodes 3 and 4, I think it was. Like there's some playful fighting. Like that's kind of fun. You don't get to see that, but it's a nothing show. It's just, I think it's like half-length episodes, and there's really no content to it. So it's kind of goofy at times, but. I'm being generous with giving it a fail.
The girls on this show are cute as shit.
They're all right, and the main character girl that he's like engaged to is kind of cool. Like she's strong, she's independent. Like she's like taking no shit from her parents. She's like breaking away. She's like, I'm sick of your rule, Dad. I'm gonna live my own life. And you're like, yeah. And then her boyfriend has sex with everyone else, and you're like, that's not a good look, my dude. So
awful.
Yeah.
Chat, I wasn't making fun of the name Peter. Peter's perfectly fine name. It's the combination of Peter and Grill in an anime. That was really funny to me.
In a fantasy anime, no less.
His last name is Grill.
Oh, it's a fantasy, all right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 2 demon girls. Oh, yeah.
They
are. They
go
are.
at it
They
episode
are
1
cute
and 2.
as fuck. So.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, I'm guessing you're feeling that.
Yes, I am.
Let's see. Let's pick a good one here. You know what?
I'm gonna shit on your face.
No. Sorry.
Classic.
Sorry.
Classic.
No.
Oh, no, keep it.
Oh, you want that? Okay. I'll just play it again.
Yeah, but I already ate this shit burger.
Oh, man, how many poop-related jobs do you have? I'm gonna shit on your face.
Just 2. Oh.
At least 2.
You don't like
I
eating
get
dog
it.
shit? Yeah, I got that one too. I like that. I got 3.
And that's a big pile of shit.
Oh yeah. Well, where's...
Let me just navigate to my poop folder.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of these. Okay. All right. Well then, I guess I will do... We're not doing Yo Yao, right?
No, I could not find that anywhere.
All right, Yu Yao is just a fail immediately. If you can't watch it, you can't pass it. I guess I will do Dokyuu. We have one more to pass here, so we'll see. We'll see what it is. We got Dokyuu, if anything. Dokyuu Hentai HxEros, which is a show done by Studio Number 9, Project Number 9, which has done. Oh my, they've done most. I think maybe most recently the And You Thought There Is Never a Girl Online. They did the Psykeen. Recently, My Little Sister is Unusual, and is this the one where she just pees in the toilet all the time? Yeah, I think so. And a variety of other.
Isn't that where you're supposed to be?
I can't remember. I can't remember if this is
in the toilet?
Those crazy Japanese people.
I think I'm thinking of the wrong. I think I'm thinking of the wrong show. There's that show where the girl has the chastity belt that like she can't take off unless like something happens, and because she can't take it off and take her pants off, she always pees herself all the time. I can't remember what that was called though.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was It was fucking ridiculous. Dokyuu Hentai HxEros is this anime about this world where someone in the chat will weigh in. One of these pervs
They said you're
watched
correct.
it. Oh, I am. Okay, good. So how could I forget? So this world has these monsters that appear, and they are like libido devouring monsters, and they show up, and their job is to basically like suck the libido out of men or suck the sex appeal out of girls to just make it even harder for Japan to have children. Because I don't know, I kind of feel like the whole show is a take on the birth rate in Japan because it never seems to improve. And amongst all these monsters that just descend for some unknown reason at this point that, take your libido away, there are these kids, I guess. The main one's name is Angel, and he shows up and just kicks some ass. It would be like, oh, don't you leave that overly sexualized pop idol alone, and run up and like use his fucking powers and punch him right in the face and blow them away. It reminds me a little bit of like Captain Planet, sort of. They've got like these little like little devices on them, like little, and they're not rings, I think, like in Captain Planet, but they're like wristwatches, I think. And they like channel power or whatever, and it's the power of your own sex drive that determines how powerful you are. So there's like a guy in this that's trying to find candidates to become HxEros fighters to use the power of ecchi and erotic power or whatever, and he can't find enough people, so they're trying to recruit more guys. Meanwhile, there's this girl named Kirara, who I think is the exact same name as the fucking cat thing from Inuyasha, and she.
They say cat. That's definitely a fox.
It's like a.
They don't know what a cat looks like.
It's like a. I don't know. It's a whatever. She is. Enjo has like, he's in love with her. They're in school. They've been friends forever since they were kids. But she's like super cold and doesn't want anything to do with boys or anything like that. And he can't figure out why. Like one day this just happened and she became really cold. She used to be so like warm and loving and all this. And you find out, I thought it was pretty funny, but you find out like when she was a kid, one of the monsters descends on like this playground when when Neto and Kirara are chilling out at the playground or whatever when they're like 8. And the monster starts like devouring her libido, but it's like so potent that the sex drive kills the monster, and the monster's like, how can a child, what kind of stuff are you into that your sex drive is so powerful that and like, then they die. And she's so ashamed of herself for being like overly sexy, for having such a wild libido, that she like decides she's gonna like try to ignore men. And so that's why. But ultimately she can't just hold it in anymore, and one day she decides that she's gonna join the HxEros team too. So her and the boy and of course like 5 other girls all live in this house together. And lots of antics ensue in which they all try to stoke up their libidos by, you know, walking around in their underwear or snuggling or, you know, getting in the hot tub or whatever the fuck, because, you know, it makes you powerful. And there's scenes where like Kirata will like spend the night snuggled up with Enjo, and she'll have so much sex drive that like the power will burst out of her watch and like destroy the roof of the house and like fly into outer space. It's just a silly show. There really hasn't been a whole lot of like sexual content. It's not nearly Ishizoku reviewers to any extent, at least in the first 3 episodes. There's been maybe a few scenes. Now, they might just be totally omitting scenes entirely, but then there are scenes where like they do like the white light through the screen or whatever. I would say maybe there's like an average of like, oh, my rice is done. You hear my rice cooker?
Oh, it's cute.
Oh, it just plays nursery rhymes. I love it. I'm going to dance. There we go. I'm making fried rice later. So it's not that it's ecchi, but it's not like, it isn't like there's a censor on every screen. I think it happens like three times an episode or so. It might get worse. You know, I was thinking about this and I'm like, you know what? This anime is more or less just fun. Like, it's stupid, but it's a fun anime. It's absolutely about nothing and probably a total waste of time to watch. And I'm thinking like, this summer season really sucks. And I was like, you know what? We never cover ecchi shows. Almost never. Maybe like one a year. We did the...
I disagree with that.
We did the...
Grill's coming back, boys.
well, we did the show.
We watched the teacher, why are you here?
Right. We did the Why Are You Here teacher, but we really didn't do... Like, we don't normally do it. And I kind of feel bad for our listeners that, like, I know that these shows serve a...
I don't.
You what?
I don't feel bad for them.
Oh, I do. I think that these shows serve a fair chunk of the audience of like anime viewers. I think that these shows are made because there's a certain portion of the anime audience that enjoys the stupid ecchi comedies, and I kind of feel like they get left out because they don't. We don't really cover that stuff in large part. So I'm gonna pass this show, and you guys can hate me if you want, but
we will.
A few people out there.
It'll be a fun review. It'll be a fun review at least.
A few people will really like that I passed it. Honestly, there's really nothing better. And even this anime is like middle of the pack in terms of how it's rated online, and that's pretty bad considering this is just like a fucking ecchi romp. But you know, I'm doing it for the fans.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
And,
Find me a fan who's watching this.
I don't know. Someone's watching it. I had fun watching it. It's just dumb. It's just stupid and dumb, but like it's I found it to be pretty fun. So I'm not disappointed by it. It's middle of the pack on viewership too, but
I feel like I'd be crushed and disappointed. Like, Mitz, what are you doing to us? But then I realize, oh, well, what I'm about to talk about obviously won't pass either because it's Gibiate. And if any of you guys have seen any of this, Gibiate, it's my favorite on the nice little loaf of the bread. But
yes.
Yeah, this show is as much of a train wreck as that accent was. So this is a Crunchyroll original show. And this is a great show if you're watching it with your friends, you're going to online message boards, and you're just like, what the heck were they doing in that show? Because this show feels like they were just drawing names out of a hat, and just whatever they picked up, they threw in there. So they're like, time travel, ninja, infection, mental trauma, post-apocalypse, samurai, monsters. Just chuck it all in there. It makes no sense. There's no cohesion. There's no reason to watch this. But it's about 2030 is the year a virus infects humans throughout the world. Very topical. Haha, Corona. I get it. I know. Very funny. And essentially these monsters appear from infected people. So you have these samurai brought back from time to fight alongside these doctors who are trying to find a cure for this infection. And all of this is like thrown at you in like the first 4 minutes of the show. And it's just a cluster beyond belief. Like, the characters and writing are so flat. It's done by a new studio called LA Unchbox, which I'm assuming means Launchbox.
Lunchbox.
Or Lunchbox, whatever you want, or Studio L. And there are some good things about the show. The building and environments look good. The dust effects look good. Some of the character faces have some like JoJo Part 2 looking stuff going on. The outfits are very fashionable, and for people who like that 90s throwback style of how shows look, this will appeal to them in that regard. But the animation of all those things, and particularly like the early Gonzo era like CG monsters, like Berserk 2016 looks amazing compared to this show. Like it is such an ugly brown show that like visually it's as hideous as the writing, and it's just a nightmare. Like it almost gives me a headache like trying to, like the only question I have is like why was this done? Like it's an immense, like nothing was squandered. Like Children of the Whales, it's a great show, but you're like, they flubbed the pass over here, and that's where it fell flat. Now this show is across the board terrible. It starts off with like a sign that says drinks, drugs, rock and roll. Like they didn't even say drugs, they said brugs, BRUGS. Why? Why? It's like that one sign in the first second of the show tells you everything you need to know of how much of a colossal, literal train wreck this was from the first go, and I'm shuddering to think of where it's ended up after the 3 episodes I watched. So obviously not going to be a pass, and I guess this is the last impression of the season. So let's get it out of here.
It's amazing how many anime this season had below a 4. There are 7 anime this season rated below a 4. Or below a 5, rather. I'm sorry. That is, like, ridiculous. Below a 5?
Man.
I don't even know what the worst show I watched was.
I mean...
I know mine.
I don't know. The worst thing
Ninja Collection, but it wasn't even the worst. At least it had the decency to be short and not waste my time.
Ninja Collection was really... Yeah, it was really bad.
And that wasn't even the worst.
Yeah. So, yeah, by comparison, there were 7 anime below a 5. Last summer, there was only 1. Try Night.
Probably
Try Nights.
Twice as many shows.
Yes, out of twice as many. Try Nights was the only one that had below 5. So, this season has how many anime came out this season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 25 anime, and almost a third of them had below a 5. That's so fucking terrible.
And which of those shows did we end up passing?
None of them.
No, I meant of the 20 shows this season.
We passed
all the shows.
Oh, you want the list?
Shows. Let's get the summary.
You want the list?
So I can recall just the doom awaiting us in 3 months.
I mean, most of these are mine. ReZero Season 2, Decadence, Dokyuu Hentai HxEros, Fire Force, The Misfit of Demon King Academy, Kano, Rent a Girlfriend, Millionaire Detective, and Great Pretender. And I think most of these are actually really good. So I think we really picked the majority of the best shows from the summer. So
it's a season of mitts. I think you picked 5 of those, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I just got lucky, I guess, because, I mean, if you look at, like, I hate to put so much stock in Mao, but I have nothing else, but, like, if you filter it by score, most of the ones we picked are in the top 10. So we pretty much picked them, but the only one we really didn't is, like, God of High School and the Love Love Comedy Season 3, but I think we all know...
It'll be back. Come on, guys.
Yeah, God of High... Yeah, and Sword Art Online, we didn't pick that one, but...
I gave you something to vote for.
You're
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's going to be time for listener choice here coming up pretty soon. So look out for that. But I think we all know what it'll be. But there's really nothing else to pick from. I mean, it's like that or Uzaki-chan, I guess.
We should have reviewed Onisama A. Just saying.
So, yeah. Anyway, so. But wow, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of fun. There was so much news this week. So much stuff to cover.
There was.
So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
it really made us feel like optimistic for the next couple of seasons of shows.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. Like the top show from fall is let's see what the next top 2 shows are from the next 2 seasons. We've got Haikyuu and we have a lot of seasons coming out. Sequels coming out next season.
The continuation of Inuyasha is coming out. I think in fall.
Okay, fall, and then we have.
I could be wrong.
How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. We have the regular Magic High School, Haikyuu, Higurashi no Naku Koroni. We have a Mappa show, Jujutsu Kaisen, more Golden Kamui coming up in the fall, and then in the winter we've got The Winter Has Promised Neverland, the Slime anime sequel, Dr. Stone season 2, Quintessential Quintuplets, more ReZero. Cells at Work. Winter is loaded. Log Horizon, Beastars, Yudu Camp, more Cells at Work, 7 Deadly Sins. Holy shit. So they're making up for this summer with the winter, I think. It's going to be friggin' nuts. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised at all. I knew this was going to happen once everything got delayed, because a lot of those were supposed to come out this season. So I'm not really surprised. I'm not upset about it. Like,
no.
Shit happens. Can't help it.
Yeah, and I think, we made the best of it picking. I think we really did pick the majority of the best shows, and so, it'll be fun.
But that means we're going to have to fight in winter. It's going to suck.
Well,
maybe.
We'll
it's
see.
an embarrassment of riches, hopefully.
It really
As
is.
long as we cover Beastars season 2.
That's non-negotiable.
I think it's pretty much a given. Yeah.
I will fight all of you.
Are you going to claim that show like you did Vinland
Yes.
Saga?
Well,
Yes.
If Mandy's claiming
I'm gonna put it on
Beastars,
my list now.
I'm claiming Dr. Stone if Mandy takes Beastars, because that's if we're gonna
You can have it. You can have it.
You could have. I'm just kidding.
Nobody wants Dr. Stone except me. I'm so fucking amped. I can't wait for more leak hair man. Okay, big audience
Episode
there.
man.
537 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Thank you so much for sticking with us, people in chat, people listening in. We appreciate it. Don't forget to send those mailbags. Don't forget those iTunes
Hell yeah.
reviews on our way to 1K. Mandy, hit us with the Twitter where people can see your excellent artwork.
Mandy X Mandy. I should make some kind of account with just art, because they get lost in my feed. I retweet. Oh, look, I see Hunter x Hunter. I retweet it. Sorry, guys.
How it be. Mitch, where can the nice folks find you?
You can see me obsessing over the PlayStation 5 on Twitter at Pope Mitsugi. It's gonna be fucking crazy. I've heard some.
And I believe.
And the price point I'm told is gonna be maybe only $400 for the digital version. Oh, so crazy! It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Good. And I believe you're running a lot of polls over there, so people
I did
get
ask.
over there and get the input.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
And you can find me over at Macy Pacey, as well as the main podcast at AA Podcast, at all the avenues. Thanks so much for listening again, guys, and have a great week.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, guys. Love you. Mwah.